the big bomb bobber, and I'm back. Yes, 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 I'm back. Yes, 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 I'm back.
1 2 check Chuffy 1 2.
Big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. Big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. I can't help myself, sometimes I need your attention, baby.
Yes.
Get your cherry big, well touched, ready, Eddie, Eddie. I'm back and I'm dirty. I'm back, I'm back. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble,
Dirty poker player. So this is a bit of a remix version. You'll have heard the original. Have you heard the original? The big bomb bobber, belly tummy rumble. This one. Have you seen this one? The gin wobble. It's on Sentries. So you can find it on the community posts on this channel. Whoa! He's going in for the kissy. He's going in for the kissy. That's rimfire there. He's going in for the kissy. But that's 18 plus. You can't see it because it's 18 plus. I can't do it here now. It's 18 plus. The lyrics, the video, it's just a little too much. So I've done a little remix. Done a little bit of a little remix. Just a little bit of a sanitized couple of clips. And then you can see these now. I mean, it's a new remix song, but the original, it's on Sentries. You're going to want to watch that.
Big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player.
I'll remind you about it later. But yeah, so we've got the Big Bomb Bobber song. Alan's back. Alan's back. And he appears to be, like, still really struggling with his thumbnail game. He appears to be really still struggling with his thumbnail game. AD's back, ads back. And to everyone else on the internet, that reads like ads, advertisements. Ads are back. Get knocked down, I get up again. And as we all know, that's that song from Chumba, isn't it? Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. I get knocked downish. I get up again. You're never going to keep me downish. I'm going to get them to play that at my funeral. As people walk in at my funeral, I'm going to get them to play that. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. And then as a big surprise, the coffin spring-loaded. It's going to fly forward like that and fly open. And I get knocked down, but I get up again. Yeah. No, I won't. I'll just have Genshin Impact music, actually. Relaxing Genshin Impact music, which is what I've got for the background for tonight's episode. Oh, thank gosh. Don't take the Lord's name in vain, but thanks for that lovely relaxing music in the background. That's going to be nice. That's going to be really nice. I'm glad I've got that. Pause it again, though, because we'll go back to this.
The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher.
Yeah.
I'm back, back. Big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble.
I only did the words. I nearly did the bad words. Oh yeah. Big shouts.
Big gin wobble.
Thank you very much, Cheeky Chops, for the super chat before I sat down. Yeah, I scroll up and it's there. It is there. I can't seem to thank you for it like by clicking like on it. Maybe it's because it happened before I was live. But thank you very much, Cheeky Chops, for the super chat. Get the buttons going. Get that button. That gets the buttons going.
There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to warn you that. There is no child porn on the internet. I checked.
He checked.
AD's sexual deviant. AD's a con man. AD's a crook. AD owes tax. AD.
Dirty Tommy rumble, dirty poker player. The big bomb bobber, big gin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher.
Big bomb bobber, big belly wobble, big tummy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. Big bomb bobber, big tummy rumble. Like, yeah, exactly. Imagine they sang that at the England games. Imagine they sang my song at the England games. The big gin wobble, what is it? Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble, Dirty Tummy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher, Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble, Dirty Tummy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher.
Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble.
Belly. I keep want to say belly. The next thing, belly S offender, because if you listen to this version, it's got some more choice lyrics. It's good. I think it's very good. YouTube just decided it was 18 plus for some reason. Maybe it's the video. There are some moments in the video. I don't think the moments are 18 plus though. Like, I don't think that's 18. Well, for him it's usually. I don't think 18 plus is not. I don't think that. Big Bomb Bobber. There's no way my songs are going to get popular enough to be sung at the England game on Sunday. There's not enough time. There's not enough. They're not going to go viral. No one gives a shit. No one knows who Alan is. But it would be glorious, wouldn't it? It would be glorious. So he's going to be live in about half an hour-ish, and I thought I'd come on half an hour early to get us all ready. And I don't have half an hour's worth of content. All I've got is this.
The Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble,
but it's good enough.
Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher, Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Belly Poker Player, the Big Bomb Bobber, Big
What's happened to this one now?
Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher. Big Bomb Bobber, Big Gin Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Belly Poker Player, the Big Bomb Bobber.
I've got questions for you though. I've got questions for you. What do you reckon in chat, right? We should have a quick talk about, other stuff, shouldn't we? We should quickly say, tomorrow's not to watch. I'm planning to do Paul Arnott again, because he's done a couple of big videos that are going to be fun to watch. I haven't really got a plan for it. I just, planning to do Paul Arnott again. I had no idea this was going to happen. This has just fallen in our laps, hasn't it? What a week. England get through to a final and Alan comes back on the internet. Also, just over on Super Chuffer, I just did a body language react that I recorded on Twitch to Brian Harvey meeting up with Ian Puddick, or like catching out Ian Puddick, and that was really interesting and fun. And I had a bit of a brain dilemma. One of those brain dilemmas. Which channel should I put it on? Because I thought Ian Puddick and some of that stuff, the John Wedger stuff, like I've got some of those John Wedger things as nutters on Battery Exhausted over here on Nutter Watcher. Internet eccentricism and nutters. Like, some people I don't dislike, so you can have people on this channel that I don't dislike but are on that sort of internet eccentric world. When we talk Dark Side Phil, I invite guests on and I like them. So you can have people I like on this channel, but and talking to that, I need to shout out Lydia's. They've got a really good video to play you from Lydia's crowdfund where she says thank you for helping her. I've got to make sure I play you that before we get started with Alan as well. Got to make sure I play you that. But yeah, so we can have people. That's an exact point. We can have people on this channel that we don't dislike, but in general, not to watch sets a tone, doesn't it? So with Brian Harvey and the react there, I thought like some of the stuff that goes on in that Wedger world is definitely Battery Exhausted stuff, but I've also done episodes on Super Chuffer that are a bit more serious about some of that stuff, so it got thrown out there on Battery Exhausted, and on Super Chuffer. I think that was a good thing. I think it shows Brian more respect, and that's the respect I'd like to show him. Super Chuffer. I mean, a lot of you will have just seen this. Brian Harvey finally confronts Puddick, and it's got 3 different thumbnails. YouTube's given me the chance to do different thumbnails, and I can choose and pick, and you can see which ones are the best ones. So that's up there now. 2.5 hours of solid body language reacting. It's interesting. If you don't know the whole Brian Harvey story and all that, then I don't explain it. It's just a body language react of a man in a van. But it's still a good episode. I'm really happy with it. And then I was monitoring that, and then someone told me Alan was going live, so I had to set up my stream. Lots of work behind the scenes here. Lots of it's been a scream. It's been lots of work behind the scenes. But yeah, so I was doing that, and then also Brian was watching me. Like, Brian was reacting to my premiere, so that's cool. I'm really grateful. Like, I'm glad that Brian's watched that. I'm guessing he's had a positive reaction to it, because like I know what I said, so I think he will think that was good. Yeah, so that's really, today's been a really fast-paced day in the world of strange YouTube goings on. So there's that up. There's also Brian's reaction to me, of which I will be watching it later, I suppose. I couldn't monitor it and my own stream and this at the same time. But that's all gone really well. That's awesome. In terms of Super Chuffer this week as well, we've had this stream about social media and the Jay Slater case, and just last week we had the Mark Williams Thomas stuff, and that's gone really well. So on top of that, this week I intended to do some body language react to the Jay Slater characters. I haven't done that yet. But I do intend to. So like next week there's more content on Super Chuffer. Obviously, like Alan's just throwing this in our lap now, hasn't he? Sorry, talking of throwing things in your lap. Yeah, Alan's just throwing this in our lap now. So we're going to do this tonight. Tomorrow we've got Nutter Watch. The weekend I usually play games, but over the course, by Monday there might be something else Super Chuffery going on, because over the course of the weekend on Twitch I might just watch other stuff as well. You know, I might just get a few reacts in and stuff like that. So this is good. Everything's good. I'm really grateful and happy. And with that in mind, let's quickly show you this, because the other week we did Nutter Watch. Actually, I should shout this. I should do this on Nutter Watch, really, shouldn't I? I should do this on Nutter Watch, because that's where I said, please, can you help support Lydia's thing? But Lydia, I'll do it again on Nutter Watch tomorrow. Lydia successfully reached her crowdfund target. Like, no, it's not a crowdfund. I keep saying the wrong word. It's a Lydia was doing a wheelchair push to raise money for the Bournemouth Food Bank, and the Bournemouth Food Bank, it's on GoFundMe. Or what was it on? Was it on GoFundMe? Just Giving. It was on Just Giving. So Just Giving is not like I don't think you're supposed to crowdfund on YouTube or something. Anyway, look, it's a charity. You know what it is. Just Giving. It was a charity thing. All the money went straight to Bournemouth Food Bank. UChuff has put in and helped us get there, and between us we've helped Lydia to hit the target of the £1,000. So this is her telling us about that, and it's brilliant.
Wheelchair up to its final position, and the little girl was actually adorable as well, and he was so kind to us and gave us some money as well, which we weren't quite expecting, because it was like the conclusion, and here my partner is going up, so they does it, but we did it, and that was one of the highlights of the day. Various people put something into our little bucket. We made something, but as I say, I came home and we've looked, and we smashed our target. Our target originally was £1,000. Please do keep giving, please keep sharing. But I was ecstatic when I got home, because our agreed target, my partner said, we'll never ever make that much. But I said, well, why not? The sky's the limit. Not really meaning it literally. And we've made, for Bournemouth Food Bank, £1,056. Now that is so far, and that is really something. We've done little things like this before, but we've never ever reached this kind of target. And all I can say is thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you shared, helped make this happen. And please do keep donating, because all of it goes to Bournemouth Food Bank, and there's still time yet. Look for Lydia, Lydia, Livingston, Livingston, and 5 mile wheelchair push. Lydia's 5 mile wheelchair push. There's loads of other things I could say, other than I may or may not get an early night because I'm fairly tired. I have church in the morning, so maybe God will let me off for good behaviour for having a lie-in. I don't know yet about that. But thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And put it this way, it's one of the happiest moments of my whole life. My partner too. Thank you. Goodbye.
You're muted. Shouts out, Lydia. Shouts out, Lydia. So that was I think it's an extraordinary story of hope with Lydia, is that even though she's suffering with MS, autism, other things that are progressively making her life more difficult, she's had one of the best days of her life recently, when she came home to find out that her efforts had led to smashing the target. Thank you all for all of you helping. Like, that's just a massive success story. So thank you all for that, and well done, Lydia. As I say, it doesn't have to all be people that we don't like on this channel. It can be positive stories too, and there is one. I'll repeat it tomorrow, of course, for the Nutter Watch audience who I solicited for help for the for the wheelchair push. Well done, everyone. Yeah, well done, everyone. Okay, now I'm going back to being mean about Alan. When are you on, Alan? When are you on? When are you on, Alan? Where is he? When are you on? What, shall I switch to this? Switch to this one now. Look, switch to this waiting screen. It's got 14 waiting. It's got 14 waiting. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 15 minutes. Promised to come on in 15 minutes. I want to ask you some questions, right? About what you think is going to. I want to ask you some questions about what you think. I actually got top chat, not live chat. Look, let's make sure I've got all the chat. I think I might be able to gift some memberships today. Yeah, I've got gifted memberships to offer you, so I'm going to gift some memberships in a little bit. Make sure to remind me, or don't, or whatever. As we get going, I'll gift some memberships out in a bit. So stick around, you chuffers that are not members. If you're green, then I'm supposed to pick you out in chat and talk to you more specifically. But there's so many greens, so you all get priority. There's a joke. There's a little joke. Big ups, Curious Cat. Thank you very much. Shouts out, Curious Cat. There's a little joke, right? There's a little joke because in sex chat rooms, the cam performers in the sex chat rooms, they don't do anything for the people who don't give them money, do they? Because they're doing the saucy, you've got to give them the money. So they only talk to the greens, and they're like, oh, the greys are asking me to do too many greys. So there's a little joke like that, but I'm not going to make it again because people, unless you go in the sex cam rooms, you don't know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, I appreciate you all. Let's get my Tippy's link as well for coffee.com if you want it to come up on the screen. Let's have a look at that. That looks like this. And I copy and paste it into chat. So if you want your Tippies to come up on the screen and interrupt the broadcast, then you can have that happen. Even if you want to change the image, which at the moment is somebody dancing, we can change the image. It's all up to you. Big ups, Joe Boy. How are you doing? You thought we'd seen the last of Alan? You think we'd seen the last of Alan? This is a question I've got for you then. Do you think Alan's going to come back with a vengeance? Do you think he's going to come back bad, mean, angry? Because obviously recently I dropped this song that I can't play on today's episode because it's a little bit too raw, but over there on Send Trees you can find that. You'll find it on my community post. You find Send Trees. Try me Alan the Gin Wobble. Do you think that's provoked him? Do you think that's given him the egg? Do you think he's going to come back raw? Do you think he's going to be all court case? Do you think it's going to be Lizzie Heidi Ho Taylor on the menu? Do you think he's going to be cool, calm and collected? Do you think he's going to come back and do a bit of a case? It's going to be all about him, surely. What do you think's on the menu for tonight? What kind of Alan are we going to get? I want to see you tell me in chat. He's not back on YouTube. He's back on his Rumble. But he's been at a hiatus. He's been on hiatus for a month. So it's a bit strange. All of a sudden he's jumped back. We've been waiting for it. We've been asking for it. We've been expecting it. I had a phrase to speak on. He's back. There was something I was going to say about it. Damn it. Just when the world still didn't need him at all, he's back. It's like a film poster, isn't it? Just when the world needed him the most, he returned. Dun dun dun. Can we get like a weird bat signal? Is there a weird bat signal? Can we get a GIF? Is there a weird bat signal GIF? Bat signal. Like, is there like a weird bat signal that we can use? Is there a bat signal for like is there a noncy bat signal that you can? Do you think there's a GIF with a noncy? They look like pants. That looks like John Wedge's pants. But yeah, it's like someone done the bat signal. Oh, there's a good one. All the chicken I can eat. Look. Just when the world needed him most. You think we're getting pity party? Begging for money? There's a good shout. It could be begging for money. It could be. I really feel like he's not going to get any extra money out of a new audience. Like, I just think that's done. I don't care how many views he thinks he gets on TikTok or nothing. Like, I just don't think he's going to get new people. I think he might have got one over the last 6 months, and I think that person might have been a racist. So, like, I just don't think he's got, there's no point to that. Whereas, I think behind the scenes he can hard grift the people he's still got, the ones that he's got on his little, hard grift them. So I wonder about that, whether he's going to come out swinging for cash. Oh look, they're whispering something in each other's ears there. Oh, you're a sick man, Edis. Oh, Edis is a sicko. I wonder. It's definitely an option though, isn't it? Grifting for cash.
Big Mobile, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Dirty Poker Player, the Big Boom Bobber, Big Jim Mobile, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher. Propaganda, false statements, obscenity, swearing, sexual obscenity, revenge porn. All these things are easy to ban. The Dirty Tommy Rumble, Dirty Poker Player, the Big Bomb Bobber, Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Adam Bristol Pusher.
We really should look into that Bristol Pusher angle a bit more as well, shouldn't we? You know, we really should make sure that we don't forget to keep checking up on that.
Yeah. Big Bone Bobber, Big Chin Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Belly Poker Player, Big Bone Bobber, Big Chin Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Pistol Pusher, Big Bone Bobber, Big
Dion's there, Val's there, Jim's there. Come on, Super Tommy, come on. He's got the inquest in March. Let's destroy him. 5 years. 5 years they've been doing parties about it brought me down. Well, guess what? I'm still friggin' here. And you know why? Because I haven't done anything wrong. You don't think I know you called the police on me for being SO and all that for 5 years? You don't think that they know? I've spoken to them. I've been in my house 10 times. I've told them what you're doing.
The classics.
You all fear me. The return of the great armchair detective. Well, I'm the thinker, the morning out of the big bad shadow baron, now shadow band to the rumble. Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Stick that in your pipe and stick the pipe in your eye. I'm back. I'm out and back again with these beats. All I'm saying is Kay needs questioning by police. That's all I said. I'm just an old man, getting stalkers in my walls, hands tramadol's and dies a pan, man. I'm Big Bad Alan and you need me. I'm Big Bad Alan and I want you to feed me cheesy chips while I lick my lips. Go on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done. I haven't done anything wrong. So what's going on? Can anybody hear me? When I get back on the internet, they will all fear me. The return of the great armchair detective, Alan Vinegar. All in Alan the big bad shadow baron, now shadow banned to the rumble. Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Stick that in your pipe, stick the pipe in your eye. I'm back, and I'm Alan back again with these beats. All I'm saying is Kay needs questioning by police. That's all I said. I'm just an old man, gang stalkers in my walls, hands tramadol's and dies a pan man. I'm Big Bad Alan and you need me. I'm Big Bad Alan and I want you to feed me cheesy chips while I lick my lips. You were given him tippies, you were given the chuffer tips. I must insist you desist and resist your urges. Give him the super chuffer time, but he streams for ages. I can't keep up with the man, he's turning pages while I'm struggling to read. I mean, he's so vital and I'm nearly deceased. I'm a beast, I'm the Bristol Pusher. It makes me feel alive to watch another suffer. I'm a nutter. I got banned off YouTube because of the homophobic slurs. I'm on TikTok with the little girls dancing. Angry Alan in his pants watching streams with the money from Nancy. All I'm saying is that Nickel Kessinger needs kissies. Angry Alan getting eggy when the chuffer gets the tippies. Whoosh, and then whoosh. It's raining again. I couldn't be happier. Damn that super chuffer. Come on, super chuffer. Come on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done. Come on, super chuffer.
How do you like these apples?
Come on, super chuffer. Come on, son. Let's destroy Alan. That bad man is done.
super chopper. Go on, son. Let's destroy
Yeah,
Alan.
Torchy.
That bad man is
I
done.
remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy. I used to love Torchy. Torchy the battery boy. Torchy the battery boy. Where's Nancy? Where do I want her? Where is Nancy anyway?
Wow. Wow. Is he on yet? He's still not on yet, the chuffer, is he? I wonder if this is going to be one of these that I can't pause and, you know, whether it's going to have to roll and I'm going to have to, you know, turn down the volume at times. But we're going to watch live, aren't we? We're going to have to do that.
Oh, Alan, where have you gone, son? What happened to your channel? Alan, is your content journey over? Overshadowed, angry Alan, is he done? Alan was a lifetime loser. He started out by failing to handle school. He wanted to stay with his mommy forever, but she probably despised the little fool. Somewhere then Alan had a trauma. Denial became a personality flaw. Alan went within his world of fantasy. A narcissist unto the world was born. Oh, Alan, where have you gone, son? What happened to your channel? Alan, is your content journey over? Overshadowed, angry Alan, is he done? So Alan tried to be a big-time DJ, but he found the going rather hard. All the power went down at the disco, and he was left crying in his leotard. Alan took a trip to California. They thought he was fruity on the beach. Crashed a car, approached a minor, went home, a wind still way out of reach. What have you gone, son? What happened to your channel? Alan, is your content journey over? Overshadowed, angry Alan, is he done? Alan was a lifetime loser. He started out by failing to handle school.
The big bomb bubble and I'm back. Yes, 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 I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. Big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, belly poker player. Big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan pistol pusher. Big bone bobber, big chin wobble.
I haven't talked to you.
Tommy rumble, belly poker player. Big bone bobber, big chin wobble,
Wait.
dirty Tommy rumble, Alan pistol pusher. I can't help myself sometimes.
I haven't spoken to you in ages. I'm just sat here listening to the songs as well.
I need your attention, baby.
And like, I noticed like the stream dropped off a little bit because I've just been sat here listening to the songs. Like, I should keep it up. Like, what's going on? Like, what's happened? Like, we've discussed what we think he's coming in, what we think he's coming in like, what we think's going on. When's the next video on Down the Rapids? And ABC also mentioned Luke's done another one, so might have to do a video on them. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do Down the Rapids tomorrow on Not to Watch for show, definitely for show. And and the Luke stuff as well. Yeah, like we'll have a look at that. I'll look at it tonight on the internet. Don't you look at it. It's shit. Don't you look at it. No one ever does. I have to bring it to everyone's attention.
Get your cherry Bakewell tarts ready, Eddie, Eddie. I'm back and I'm dirty. Big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy Rumble, belly poker player, the big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan pistol pusher, big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy Rumble, belly poker player, the big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan pistol pusher.
Yeah. Yeah. I must love this guy to literally be excited about his return. Yes. Yes. In a funny way. In a funny way. Love's a strong word, isn't it? But I am excited for his return. I am. I find it really, really fun. It's really funny now. When things first kicked off with me and him, it was a bit like, whoa, this guy with like 80,000 subscribers is coming after me and stealing my content. Like, this is a real difficult place for me to be in. But the way it's worked out, wow, am I going to enjoy this? Yeah, I'm totally going to enjoy this. It's good for my channel. It's good for my mental health. It's good for us all. We're all going to enjoy this. The only person it's not really good for is Alan, I suppose. Or people that like Alan. Or people that are like Alan, but like, fuck them. Hands in the air. Come on now. Everyone say,
Papa.
whoa.
Papa.
Here he is. Papa, Papa.
First word to you is I have a lovely family. I have a lovely family.
Oh, there we go.
A beautiful, lovely family. Anybody see me yet?
I've seen pictures of your beautiful, lovely family. She's got quite nice boobs. She put on a Grumpy Granny showed me a picture of her. She's got quite nice boobs.
Guys,
And the grandkids, I bet they make you some money on the internet, don't they? Sorry,
make yourself known.
not internet, Telegram. Make yourself known. Do you want to see his chat as well? I can't be asked to put his chat on as well. It's just dire. It's better to have him on, isn't it? But oh, he's having trouble.
Hello?
The chat haven't
I hope I
picked
messed
up.
this up, have I?
Have you messed it up, Alan? Already? Like everything
I messed
else?
this up.
Have you messed it up like everything else? I want to check if I can pause. I can pause a little bit. Yeah, okay. Have you messed this up, Alan? Like everything else?
Hello?
Hello? The chat is moving. It says I can see and hear. So it's just him that's having a problem with this. They can see and hear him.
Cool. I think I made contact.
I've made-
Yay!
Okay.
Do you know what? I'm so rusty, guys. That took 5 minutes.
All you do is switch on the computer and press go live. You big bomb bobber. Come on then, let's have it.
Everything good,
Oh,
right?
no, not everything's
See
not good,
and hear
Alan.
me.
You're having internet issues again.
Hi, people. Can you still hear me? So I'm going to turn one down.
What do you mean you've had to turn one down?
You still hear me, guys?
Things have gone different. Whatever you just done, Alan, has messed up your internet connection. You've obviously
Welsh Palm,
overloaded
Liz,
it.
Melissa, Simon. I have a slight problem here that I'm not making contact with anyone.
Not making contact. You're not on a fucking spaceship.
Liz, everything good? Yeah. Okay, I'll make a start. As I was saying, I was given this on Father's Day because when you're a father, if you live long enough,
Oh my god.
you also become a granddad or a papa
Yep.
in the USA. I'm now a father to 3 and a grandfather to more. And the whole point in tonight's show is try to teach, try to inform you what it's like to be me.
What?
Now,
Try to
I
tell
had
you
this
it's like
highfalutin, I
Alan.
love that word. I had this highfalutin idea
What?
to expose cover-ups by the police and the government.
No, he didn't.
You know there are
You know.
cover-ups by the police and government, don't you?
That's got nothing to do with you or any of your content.
You do
You've
know
known
that,
about
don't
the Chris Watts case for ages. Trying to grift up some monies. You thought you were going to be a detective. You changed it with the shadows. You're changing the rules
No.
now. You're changing the game.
I will read things you're saying in chat, but I want to have my say, and then I'll talk to you deeper.
Deeper.
I need to manifest the situation.
Oh my God, he's in a manifester.
So I want to be a whistleblower.
He's a manifester. That says it all. If you're into manifestation, so's Alan.
With my empathy that I want to help
How did you manifest
people
all
that have had
this?
a great injustice. Murder victims that come to me,
Murder
their
victims
parent,
come to you.
and said, AD, I don't believe that my child died in an accident. I believe it was murder.
This is all made up. This is
Or
all
AD,
made up.
I haven't got enough money to bury my murdered wife.
Someone come to him and said, I haven't got enough money to bury their murdered wife. Come
In
on.
my ideal world, when I was ideally doing good in my head, I thought I was doing good.
You thought you were doing good? Doing
In
good
the
getting monies?
pandemic, we
Getting the
built a
monies?
community
Shut up, you. You thought you were doing good getting the monies.
at a place called YouTube.
A place called YouTube. Ah, this is
And
so
it wasn't.
silly.
It was based on true crime, right? But it was so much more. It was so much more.
It was so much
I
more.
started to notice that the people in chat
So take a look at me now. Oh, it's so much more.
started to talk to each other.
You're such a wanker.
Talk to each other.
To each other.
And
I
it's
created a
pandemic,
community.
and millions of people never
Millions.
saw anybody
Millions.
from 1 month to another month.
He's talking such shit.
So I decided I have to go live every single night.
For the money.
And apart from any times I was ill, I went in the pandemic. If
You
I
know.
could,
What it was for, and they still do it to this day in true crime. Every day, daily update video, every day a video for the money. It's the grift, isn't it? It's the, it's the YouTube algorithm. It's the keep it pushing. It's push for the money.
every single night, including Christmas Day.
Including
Every
Christmas Day.
single night I wanted
You
to be
fucking
there.
sad act.
So you guys could talk to each other, not for me to show off,
What happened was, in COVID, he couldn't go and have family Christmas, so instead he went on the internet and grifted for money. And
but so you could communicate.
it's for you. He's done it for you.
Now, I'm not a person to keep screenshots or emails because my email says your email is full.
He's got no fucking evidence of this, but someone told him they saved his life, or he saved their life. Yeah.
Or receipts of all this.
No
You know,
receipts.
because you were there and you spoke to each other.
No receipts.
The number of people that said, if it wasn't for this community,
If it wasn't
I
for
wouldn't
this,
be here.
I wouldn't be here. Yeah, but they would have. If
There
it
wasn't
found
one or two
Alan,
people.
they would have found any other community online if you weren't there, and probably a much, much healthier one, because you left them bereft just for your own interest. You fucking knob. Some of them probably aren't here because they found your community worse off.
One, you just became friends, didn't you?
What is this nonsense? Who's he
And we
talking
built a
to?
community of 100,000 subscribers across my.
You didn't have 100,000 subscribers, right? You had 80,000, and the the majority of them, you bought them. Like, fake views and fake subscribers are rife on YouTube at the moment, aren't they? Amongst the Allens of this world, fucking hell.
But you saw them speak to each other.
They weren't really there, Alan.
So I thought, oh, thanks, Liz.
If you had 100,000 subscribers, you'd get a plaque
Thank
on
you.
the wall.
Appreciate
And this
that.
has given him $20.
COVID was
Now his internet's playing up again.
my Facebook and sent lies to all my friends and family that I was a sex offender, I was this, I was that. To all my family and friends, not one or two, all of them. And I wake up from like Uncle so and so. What's this, Alan? What's this? I'm mud sticks, right? Of course, my close friends knew it was all BS. But people that knew my name were like, oh, maybe
What?
whispering to each other. I don't know.
Why is the microphone still behind him?
Really, who cares about what a few trolls said? It became very important.
Look, the internet's playing up again. This is a
Because I had
disaster
to-
return. This is an absolute
Wonderful
shambles.
And you'll say, well, why have you moved home 4 times? Have you seen what people do to so-called sex offenders? Have you seen how many of them had their houses burnt down? How many of them have been murdered?
Right, if you're not a sex offender, you're probably not worried about that.
Sure. You don't know the meaning of the word. It's way beyond cancel culture. It's obsessive stalking, daily, minute by minute, 24/7, trying to destroy your reputation, your life, everything.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because as you well know, since he went off the internet, I haven't bothered to do anything else about him. Because if he's not on the internet, I'm not going to critique his content, am I? So I've not done any stalking.
Years ago, I had a breakdown. Years before
Did you have
all
a
this.
breakdown?
And I suffered anxiety, but they're going to go, he's making that up. Doesn't matter. But my past, it's obsessive stalking.
New piece of information. Once
Daily,
Alan had a breakdown
minute
years
by
ago.
minute, 24/7.
What?
Trying to destroy your reputation,
What?
your life.
Could just be a lie. Couldn't it? Could just be a lie. Or did he have one recently,
But
like I
worst of
said he
all-
did? Or I thought he
Worst
did.
of all, my mental health. I told you years ago, I had a breakdown years before all this. And I suffered anxiety, but they're going to go, he's making that up. Doesn't matter. But my past involves some dark sides, some dark things in my head. Everybody, if they live alone, get dark thoughts in the middle of the night, right?
I'm sorry, what? Anxiety isn't dark thoughts in the middle of the night. Anxiety is worrying thoughts, dark places, dark thoughts. That's like being some nutter psychopath, mate.
Trying to destroy your reputation, your life, everything.
What the fuck?
But worst of all,
I said this was a car. I said this is carnage. This is like a really bad return. Like it's a return to form in a way. He's got the behind him. He's got the pictures. There's nothing on any of the new pictures. He's been painting, but there's nothing on. There's nothing on it. One of them's turned away, so you can't see it. The microphone's still behind him. Like he's basically telling us he couldn't go on the internet for the last couple of months because he was having such a bad time mentally. He couldn't hack it. That's what I think he's trying to tell us. What's dark thoughts?
worst of all, my mental health. I told you years ago, I had a breakdown years before all this. And I suffered anxiety, but they're going to go, he's making that up. Doesn't matter. But my past involves some dark sides, some dark things in my head.
Sorry, some dark sides. Some dark things in my head. Not dark sides, dark things in my head. Like, this sounds fine.
Everybody, if they live alone, get dark thoughts in the
Everybody gets dark thoughts.
middle of the night, right?
What? Black bed, black curtain, black sheet thoughts, yeah?
You've seen Baby Reindeer, right?
You've seen Baby Reindeer? No, personally, actually, I still haven't.
That's if you picture Baby Reindeer, you see what I've been through.
What? If you picture Baby Reindeer, what I've been through. This is classics, actually. I said this was terrible carnage, an awful return, like a shambolic return. But for us, it's classics. There was a classic Dark Thoughts. That's a classic Baby Reindeer. Oof, it's what I'm going to have to let it play a little bit, aren't I? I'm already getting behind, but this is classics.
It's obsessive stalking, daily, minute by minute, 24/7, trying to destroy your reputation, your life, everything. But worst of all, my mental health. I told you years ago, I had a breakdown years ago.
We should have done a poll, shouldn't we? Because Pity Party wins. If you'd said Pity Party, I think you win. Nosy Nana's giving him $10 now.
Before all this, and I suffered anxiety, but they're going to go, he's making that up. Doesn't matter. But my past involves some dark side.
Not back on YouTube, John. No, this is on Rumble, but back on socials.
Everything. But worst of all, my mental health. I told you years ago, I had a breakdown years before all this. And I suffered anxiety, but they're going to go, he's making that up. Doesn't matter. But my past involves some dark sides, some dark things in my head.
Torchy.
Everybody, if they live alone, get dark thoughts in the middle of the night, right? You've seen Baby Reindeer, right? That's if you picture Baby Reindeer, you see what I've been through.
Torchy the battery boy.
And that became triplicate when I was taken to a civil court. First thing didn't go why. And this man was named. They pretty sure he did it. CCTV.
We don't really know what you're talking about now, Alan, because it just did a herky-jerky. We missed the first bit.
And then they say, Well, the man was known to the victim. There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to warn you that. There is no child porn on the internet. I checked. Then I say, this is bigger than a random murder. Right? It's like, and that's the sort of stuff I do. And I would throw myself into this case, and I would try to get the truth out. And especially if someone was trying to cover something up.
Like, what is this? This is like a retelling of the last like 3 to 5 years of his career. Like, but we haven't heard it this way before because we've all seen it and heard it and talked about it, yeah. But he's like created you know how like, so narcissists, liars, people who've got problems, the people in denial, they create this like illusion of the world. So let's say, for example, I play in a football team and we go out and we play really badly and we lose and that was terrible. We lost 2-1. I have to go home on the. I think I'm so great though, so I say, listen, that wasn't so bad. I set up a goal, so I did really well. Set up the goal, and to be honest, like the referee was against us, and you know we won that match. If you think about it, we won that match because you take away their first goal because that was a bit offside, I think, and like you make up a different story in your mind, like you know what I mean, like or just the same event can happen and you put different spin on it. You know what I'm saying? And like we know Alan's previous story, but this is in the 2 months since he's last been on and ranting properly. This is a slight adaptation of the story. It's like he sat down and tried to think about like what would the Netflix special say if it was from my side or not theirs, and he's trying to retell and recontextualize the story. Can we see a screen in his new glasses? Can you zoom in? Yes, I will try to at some point, yeah, I guess, but you can't see much. It's usually
I would
the same
try to
volume.
find out everything, and it seems that's not allowed these days.
You've tried to find out
That's
anything.
where.
And it's the same story. He's been banned because he's getting too close to the truth, and his whole thing was exposing corruption. But he's changed it slightly, hasn't he? Now he's Richard D. Hall. He's exposing corruption, and he had these reasons. And like, it's like, but why has he come back after this time to do this? To tell people this is the new story. This is the new history. This is the new facts. This is what we're going to say is my story. No one cares anymore, Alan. Like literally, no one cares.
Is my delving into a murder case free speech, or is it persecution of a?
Oh,
I wasn't arrested for it. I wasn't sued for it. I wasn't trolled for it. I wasn't shut down for it.
I'm waiting for him to
Cases.
tilt. Listen, what we're seeing here is the laptop thing down in front of him. When he tilts his head up and you can see the screens, then I'll pause it and try and go for the screens.
On YouTube.
I believe what you're seeing there is the laptop keys and a piece of paper.
Somewhere else.
I can't even hear what he's saying there.
I could name others, but I won't. So that's a conspiracy.
Right, there you can see.
If they don't like what you say,
You can see the screens there. Go on then. I'll give you a quick blow up on the screens. It's been asked for. Ask and ye shall receive. I don't think we're going to get much out of this though, because I predict he will just have his stream on. I think that one on the right is himself talking, maybe. It's hard to see, isn't it? I mean, it could be anything. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
everything you say is a lie and it's a conspiracy. But what about Watergate? Was that a conspiracy?
What about Watergate?
Giving me a certain word and giving out
It's very hard to see because his eyes are on it and there's all this, isn't it? But it's his different screens. There's definitely that. Usually one of them is his stream, one of them's Facebook open to the crew, and I don't know.
my address. They are, believe me, they're putting my life in danger on a daily basis. And I've got nothing. I'm cancelled. There's no point me doing crime. Because
Oh wait, this is brilliant. This is really, really, really interesting. Okay, brilliant. Honestly, this is incredible now all of a sudden. We talk about this with Darkside Phil, like, what's his exit plan? Like, Darkside Phil sits and plays video games for like people, yeah? But like, does he want to do that the rest of his life? Probably not. And so his plan is to sort of say, oh, I can't play video games all my life, so we're going to start doing a bit of a chit-chat episode once a week, and maybe a couple of times a week we'll do something slightly different and, you know, like move into this other phase. Alan has basically just raised the idea that he might carry on social media but not do true crime anymore. And like, how's that going to go down amongst his crowd? And this is what I keep saying, why are you doing this fucking shit? It's just so shit. Why don't you do something like more interesting and fun and better? And he could totally do Alan's Mad Hour once a week, and I'd really enjoy that, you know. So I've asked for this and asked for it. I mean, do you think that's what we're about to get here? Is he about to say Alan and true crime just might not be the future? Am I changing my content style? I hope so. I can't guarantee that. I don't think, you know, my personal view is that, you know, he's not going to do that, is he? But
giving me a certain word and giving out my address, they are, believe me, they're putting my life in danger on a daily basis, and I've got nothing.
Alan, nobody put out your address. You put your own address out on Patreon. Your own address, you put it out on Patreon. Patreon's fairly public. It got around the end. Like, you put your own public, you put it out on a document on Patreon. You took a photograph of it and you put it on Patreon as a post. And as for the allegations, maybe singing with kids on Smule isn't bad enough for you, but it is for everyone else. So, like, welcome to the real world.
There's no point me doing crime.
No point in you doing crime. No one should be doing crime. That's bad. The police will come. Covering crime as a journalist or a YouTuber is different, but doing crime, no. The point of doing crime is that you profit from it, but it's illegal, so you shouldn't be doing it. It's bad.
Because it's hard to explain. I'm trying to get it across so you understand where I am, because we've got to discuss where I'm going to be in the future.
It's hard to discuss.
I can't get on with my job. Imagine if I started a new channel and all I talk about is football. I'm an expert on football. I could do a channel just about Chelsea.
I fucking said to do this. I literally said we could be doing this now, you fucking idiot. Like, we just had some of the biggest football games that the country has seen. Like, the England game just happened this week, yeah? Immediately following that England game, me and Alan could have jumped on a stream and we could have talked about the game like Gary Neville and Roy Keane do, and we would have had fun. And okay, I'd have ribbed him a bit like Gary Neville and Roy Keane do, but he'd put up with it and rib me a bit back. We'll have a rule. We're not allowed to talk about the cases. We're not allowed to say this word. We're not allowed to have some rules. And then we do a fun stream and it's insane and a bit mad and a bit fun. And it's about football or whatever. And people turn up to watch and we make monies. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? It can be fun. Obviously, I think bad things about you. Why would you work with him if you think he's a nonce? Well, it's the internet and it's just going to be insanity. Welcome to the internet of insanity, yeah? So, like, I'd like to do that. We could have done it at the end of the last England game. Like, we could be doing it. You know a lot about Chelsea? I will start watching the Premier League week in, week out, and I will discuss every Chelsea. We can do Alan's Chelsea show, but it comes on my stream because I'm the one with the numbers, Alan, and I'm the one that can draw the views, and I'm the one that can get the money going. I can pay you to do it. Like, I don't know why you want to do it on your own. It's stupid. Get me, like, I should run it. Like, you should come on my streams on. We can't do it on YouTube because obviously you're banned, but we could do it on Twitch. Like, we could do it on somewhere else. I could set up on another platform if you want. But, like, oh my God, how is he suggesting this when I literally suggested it the other week? Alan, please do a stream about anything else. Stop doing this true crime nonsense. Review anything else. I think what he should do, the best stream I've ever seen him do, we all know it.
80s sexual deviant.
Not that one.
Torchy, Torchy. That I remember Torchy when I was a little tiny boy. I used to love Torchy. Torchy, the battery boy.
That's the best stream he's ever done, isn't it? The Torchy stream. We want more of that. Alan's Mad Hour. I call it Mad Hour, but you know what I mean? Alan's Hour. Just talk about whatever. Have a chit chat. Every day do a bit of the news, a bit of a chat, and then move on to some reminiscing and some fun stuff. Like, talk about your favourite recent dinner. Like, just Alan's Mad Hour. Alan can talk about whatever he wants as long as it's like lively and upbeat and fun. Like, why does it have to be dead children every time? Is that your only interest? No, it's also Chelsea. Well, now we're on to something. I don't suppose his supporters would want to watch Chelsea, no. So, like, whilst I believe that we can make a go of anything, because me and Alan can make a go of anything, me and Alan could literally do a show where it's Scott and Alan talk about different trees. Like, Scott and Alan talk trees, yeah? Literally, we could do Scott and Alan talk trees, and the rules are we only talk about trees, and we're allowed a little bit of gentle ribbing, yeah? So, trees and gentle ribbing, and then we just make a massive success out of that. People would come to watch. It's the interaction between the two of us that they're coming to watch, really, isn't it? And a bit like Top Gear, Like, there's cars involved, but it's about Jeremy Clarkson and Richard Hammond and Captain Slow. No, Jeremy Clarkson, Captain Hammond. And like, we'd have a bit of interaction and banter. And if that would happen, we could get Luke on. We could get Paul Arnott on. Like, we've got a thing going there. Scott and the Nutters. And like, I have to be me calling the shots. It has to be me with the stream running, like, that's doing it, because I'm the one that's not been kicked off YouTube, that's making a go of this. This is my idea in the first place. If you want to make money, Alan, and you want it to go well and have fun, you have to come with me. If you want it the other way, you go your own way. But I do want to see this. I don't think Chelsea's the right idea. It's stupid, obviously, because none of your audience give a fuck. But we're moving away from true crime and into a new era of Alan on the internet is absolutely a 10 out of 10. This is a much better place for him to be in, surely. Let's see what goes on now. Listen, we could put it on an independent platform, but I have to be the one that, you know, makes the decisions and things, because they've proven they make bad decisions. Yeah, so I have to be the one that, like, has the final say and all that. But I will not fuck anyone over and stitch anyone up. They'll get the money probably before they go on the stream. Well, actually, no, you have to do the stream first, don't you? But they'll get the money bang in their hand, bang in their account. Like, there's no fucking about. Like, it won't work as well if they run it, because there won't be as many people turning up, there won't be as many super chats, it just won't work. But if I do it, it'll be better and they'll get more money. And that's the only way. I'm not doing it if someone else isn't controlling it. It's my idea and it's a good idea.
But what would happen? I'd invite a guest on, say, an old Chelsea player.
An old Chelsea player? Oh, no, it jumped me. Don't jump me.
The author ARMCHAIR,
oh, you
expressing her support for a new publishing group called the...
Jump me on. I'm going to have to wait till the end now to go back. This is what Rumble does. Rumble's not as good as YouTube. It's jump me on and he's watching this man. Oh, why is he doing this? It was just going so well. It was literally just going so well, right? And within, like, we're obviously paused by about 10 minutes there. Within about 10 minutes, he's put on Talk TV, criticising the trannies. I'm using trannies as a Talk TV reference because they would say it in that way. I don't think, you know, negatively about people for having their own ideas about their own body. That's fine as far as I'm concerned. But we've got Waterstones, Gender Critical, Kevin O'Sullivan, Talk TV. If you're doing chit chat on your channel, don't take it down this shit road. Alan's watching the news again. Literally watching the news. So I'm not going to even play that. That's not getting played, is it? You're not getting to hear that. We're not having that, Alan watching the news. Sorry, that's bad. Why did you do this? You fucking cretin. You imbecile. It's you, Paul Arnott and Luke. Get yourselves together in a lift. You can't put those three in a lift, right? Him, Paul Arnott and Luke, and they will never get to their room. Between them, they will have pressed the buttons in some way that the lift will get, like, stuck between floors or something. Between them, they will never get to their room. I guarantee it. Put them on the top floor of the thing. 3 of them in the lift. All they have to do is get the lift up. They will never sort it. Someone's going to fuck it up along the way. 100 floors. All they have to do is wait 100 floors and not press any buttons. Yeah? That's all they have to do. But if they start pressing buttons, it starts to fuck. But by the time it gets to halfway up and you think, are they halfway up yet? You'll hear the inevitable plummet of the thing snapped of its cables. Ah! Oh, for fuck's sake. This is insane. Why would you do this? You just suggested doing a stream where he's not even looking at it. He's not even watching it. He's not even involved. He doesn't care. It's just political propaganda on Talk TV. That's over now as well. I don't know if you realise, but Labour won the election massively. So, do we have to have this fucking political propaganda nonsense now? Do we really? Are we not fed up with it? Big ups Reform BBC. Alan, if you're watching, take up Scott's offer. We'll pay to see it happen. Thanks, Inspector C. Thank you, Reform BBC. That's what I mean. I think people will happily even pay ticket price just to watch the stream, and then we're guaranteed a sort of like number that we can divide. Super chats, obviously, I think I should get my super chats. Alan can make his own super chats. People can send him money on his PayPal. He can have that on the screen if he wants. Like, we both get our own super chats. The stream makes money. I take the money and I pay the guest, and Alan is the guest. Obviously, he was like talking about having a Chelsea player. That's where we need to get back to on his stream, having a Chelsea player on. When he's finished watching the news and his stream finishes, we can skip back and watch it. Yeah, having a guest on, I think that's a foolish move by Alan. I think he should be the guest on other streams. Like, that's the better move, isn't it? Like, he doesn't have to do anything. He turns up and he takes the bank, and he can still grift. Like, what? Why would that not be? Oh, because you have to. Scott gets to talk at me, and Scott gets to say things, and like, you know, we'll have a contract in place. If there's things you don't want me to say and bring up, and there's a thing, put it in the contract. We'll discuss it. We'll make a deal. Like, we're grown-ups, and then we'll do a show on the internet, like a show on the internet. Yeah, I would love to move towards Alan the hard questions. Alan sits down. I ask him all the bad questions, the hard questions. We go through it all. Like you know, the Prince Andrew interview, or you know, whatever, the big interview, and like he can play it how he wants, and then that's recorded and done, and again he can take the money from that. Like, if he's an innocent good person, why not just do the interview? Like, we can build to that. If he never wants to do it, he never does it. But the fun show, like, what are we doing not doing it? It's just such a bizarre. Like, if he thinks he can do it on his own, he's a mistake, because I'm going to do the fun show here, watching his fun show. And anytime he makes it fun, we'll do the fun, because we have the fun. You've got Talk TV on. You're like going into someone's house and they've got Talk TV on, and you think, oh, can we turn off Talk TV for a bit? And like, no, because it's your stream, and that's what's happened.
In the bin. That is so depressing, isn't it?
It is, and unfortunately, fortunately, she kind of got a taste of her own medicine. She was trying to destroy the books and the livelihood of somebody she disagreed with.
Oh, good.
Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher.
Doesn't he understand that the news isn't really that fun? Like, the reason these political things, like Talk TV, just to make it clear for everyone, like, we all know it, don't we? But like, Talk TV, actually, I'm gonna be generous while I do it. Look, let's give the memberships out. Now's the time. Now's the time. Eat those 5 memberships, you chuffing members. Get them down, yeah. Who gets them? They're my gifted 5. Hooray! The Alan show should be fun, yeah. Like, he's got another aspect of his personality. So the news is really fun. Talk TV, GB News, they're extensions of the right-wing, you want to say Conservative Party, but it's an agenda, isn't it? It's a right-wing agenda, and they've seen that you can just buy the news channels like Robert Maxwell and Rupert Murdoch did, and then you can just have the news, so you just put out what you want. And they'll push it as hard and as near to the bone and as far to a political idea as they can. And that's shit, and you don't want to watch it. It's like getting one of those pamphlets through the door. You just fucking throw it in the bin. Like, why would I want to expose myself to that bollocks? I don't want to watch adverts. Skip the adverts. Skip the GB News. Skip the, you know, it's just bollocks. Like, and they're going to push out this like hard political. It's not news really, is it? It's like hard political style news. So like, you're just doing it to yourself now. He's going to sit there and do it to yourself, but through Alan, he's going to do it to you. And it's not even a show, is it? He's just put on the like. Is this live? GB News at 8:33. This is live. That's live. It's Talk TV live. So what? He didn't even. I don't think he's even prepared anything. Like, he's just gone live on. It's on YouTube as well. I just saw that when he brought up, he did the mouse. He's watching Talk TV live on YouTube, on Rumble, with him in the side saying nothing. So like, what is this? Like, what is this? Hey, it didn't tell me who got the memberships. That's weird. Usually it tells me who got the memberships. Are you back?
Basically,
Yeah?
I'm not in a bad mood or anything. I'm just trying to fill you in on where I am. Hey,
What?
basically now it's got to the stage where people who are offended by your opinion think they have a right to not let anyone else hear your opinion, right?
What?
So all you people that like my opinion, you're as bad as me, because What are you doing with this mate, you know? We need to close him down. Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah, you were shouting then.
Yeah, so there we are. I'm not offended by people.
But now it's all garbled again.
I want them to have opinions. But when you have an opinion and the way they deal with your opinion is to ridicule you, destroy you, call you names, make up lies about you.
He knows I'm streaming him.
It's a battle you can't win, isn't it?
He knows I'm streaming him. He's been watching the
You just
stream.
can't win.
And he's angry now. He's eggy.
And like they told me, they'll never stop. Never stop. Ever stop. So
He likes it with his smile.
free expression is essential. It's absolutely essential.
Sorry, what?
But it's worse. Cancel culture tells speech. Cancelling people you disagree with, or anything, or even like how we vote, or anything like.
All right, listen. His microphone is, I don't know if it's behind him, the one, or if it's on his computer, but he's got a noise filter on it. So when he's not shouting, it tries to dampen down the background noise, which is his sound of his speaking. So it's really terrible sound tonight.
And it will impact the status of the cancellee, right?
This is throw me.
Livelihood.
He's like wibble impact. Like, he's just like wibbling around, isn't he? This is throw me.
Actors that have been cancelled.
I thought he was going to come back, you know, big bomb bobber. Let's have some Chelsea. And he's like, oh, I put the news on and I've seen Super Chuffers on and I've had enough now again. And I'm not going to get eggy, but I'm just going to read this thing about cancelling. And like he knows this is nonsense, doesn't he? What do you mean cancelling? Melissa Marvelous is there, Nosy Nana's there, Welsh Pam is there, Liz is there, Spicy Lady is there. They're there. You know, you're not being cancelled. You're on Rumble. You moved to Rumble because YouTube binned you off. And it's not because of your opinions. It's because of who you are and the fact that you broke terms of service.
Penalised for having an opinion. Cancellation is widespread online now, I tell you that.
Whoa.
Due to the essence, it must exist within public discourse to produce full effects.
What's he even doing?
All sorts of internet communities are being trolled.
All sorts of... He's just reading a thing again.
Tailor-made cancellations
This is
on a
classic Alan.
case-by-case basis.
Reading a thing.
Once guilty in the court of public opinion,
It's like bedtime stories.
there's no appeal.
Isn't it? It's like bedtime stories.
It's a challenge. I'm off of YouTube
Yeah.
because a number of people have complained about me, regardless of what YouTube said. If you complain to YouTube 100,000 times, they're going to go, that armchair detective, it's not worth the trouble.
No.
We'll throw him off for breaking terms of agreements or whatever. Like, there's all these
No,
people
if you
complain.
complain 100,000 times, the automated bots will just look at it and throw it out 100,000 times if it's just nonsense. But if you call people homophobic slurs, racial slurs, disability slurs, then you will get kicked off.
for justice or anything like that.
Bye.
My transgressions become me being demonised,
What's going on?
slamming me
Slamming.
irredeemably on wicked Twitter becomes common.
Like, bear in
My
mind,
life's
well,
been
bear in mind, right, for the last couple of months, like, you know, we've done other stuff on Battery Exhausted, haven't we? Like, Alan's not the centre of the universe, but he's the centre of his own universe. So I thought he'd come back a little differently, but he's come back like really fucked up and weird, but a version of himself, but even further down the pipe hole in some way, it feels like. Do you agree?
nuances.
Nuances.
Is there hope of something changing? Is cancel culture going to get so bad that we go against it?
You know, he said he was rusty. I feel like doing the show every evening has kept him mentally alert in some way, and not doing it for 2 months has allowed him to fucking slip and become slovenly. And he does seem, I think rusty is the word, I suppose, but like, he does seem incapable of really concentrating on a thought or running the show. This is why it's so essential that if we do anything, like if he wants to do a show, imagine he had a bloke from a former Chelsea footballer on his show now, and like, you know, oh my god,
But imagine
he went in his
this
mouth as well.
And then in your inbox, you get 50 emails saying this man is this, that, and the other.
Okay, that's a moment we're coming back to.
I can't win, guys. I've obviously spent many hours thinking about this program tonight.
Did you?
Can't win.
Can't win the court case or can't win...
I have your support. Yeah, I have your support, and I love it. I don't know what to do without it.
Do you know what? I'm a little bit worried that he might just fucking, like, just decide to end his stream a little bit early. Like, fucking... I'm careful what I say on the internet, yeah? But I'm a bit worried he might be about to just end his stream a bit early. Please don't do that, Alan. Come on the show and have fun.
That's grinding me. And I keep going, when that ends, I can move on, right?
The court case there, he was talking about the court
But
case.
because I won't give in, it doesn't end. Because I'm not like most people that give in, it might never end.
Oosh, it's an extender, a never-ender.
I mean, you imagine me trying to sue someone in America.
Familiar territory
It's
now.
almost impossible, right?
Familiar territory now.
Someone's trying to do the reverse of that to me, but they don't understand that it's more or less impossible.
Impossible.
How do you sue somebody for money? It's not like a criminal case where you're going to court and if you lose, you're going to jail. Civil case is all about the money. You lose, you owe someone some money. That's it. If you lose, you owe someone some money.
Yeah.
How are they going to get it? What's my mum used to say? Blood out of a stone. How do you get blood out of a stone? There's no blood in the stone. Doesn't matter. We want 100k. There's no 100k in my stone.
I don't think that's what
Don't
that
matter.
means,
We
Alan.
put it in the drawer.
Alan, it doesn't mean that there's no 100k in the stone, so you can't get it out the stone. It's that I think it's just so hard to pierce the stone to, like, you know, it's such a closed shell. Maybe he's right. Maybe it does mean that. I don't.
So we come to this.
Maybe it is just impossible to do. Yeah.
I've gone from hero to zero. From the pandemic hero, let's just say that. We had a lot of support. You know we did.
You've gone from hero to zero.
Hero, creating a community.
You weren't a
Late
hero.
Where I have to move house. I can't film where I am. I can't film where I walk. I can't
You can
mention
do that.
my family's name. I can't.
You can do that,
can't.
and you literally have.
I don't know. I just feel I've been roasted.
Roasted. He put his what in your what?
What can I do? I don't see an end. Don't see an end to it.
I got a big armchair.
To think of an end, I'd love to know what it is.
Stop doing your YouTube stuff.
Smeared,
Sorry, stop doing your shit Rumble stuff.
smeared to death.
Smeared to death. Oh my god. Smeared to death.
And I'm here thinking right now, what encouragement can I give you that I can come back?
I can get you on the internet, Alan.
I can
Earning...
come on here every night and talk about stuff to you,
Yeah.
but my punishment is for people to make films about me calling me a sex offender. That's my punishment, speaking. I could go into complete silence, but then they win, right? I try complete silence. Doesn't do any good.
This is insane.
So, you guys in chat, give me some hope. What can I do? What future?
People in chat, can you tell me how to
What do
fix
you
my
know?
life?
I have to live. I live in a rented house. It costs money.
Yeah, where does that money go?
StreamYard costs £50 a month.
Why you don't need
Sky,
StreamYard?
£50 a month.
You don't. There is no StreamYard for that.
Rumble, £25 a month.
Rumble's not £25 a month.
Petrol,
Where are you going in your car?
food.
You don't even have a car, I thought.
I don't want your money. I'm not asking for money.
Food came last on the
I'm
list.
looking for a way out of this chasm.
Chasm.
Where I can
Chasm
live.
Dave.
I need a purpose. I need a purpose to get up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I need some sort of thing to do.
What about your family? You started the show
I
by
don't want a
talking
hobby.
about
I've
them.
got a hobby. I need a job with money. I was
money.
thinking maybe
This
like
is
a
insane.
security guard.
A security guard? Why? So you can do crimes on people in the night and you're the security guard and then you're the one that's done the crime so you can wipe the security tapes. This is insane. This is insane.
What do you know? I have to live. I live in a rented house. It costs money. StreamYard costs £50 a month. Sky, £50 a month. What future? What do you know? I have to live. I live in a rented house. It costs money. StreamYard costs £50 a month. Sky, £50 a month. Rumble, £25 a month. Petrol. Food. I don't want your money. I'm not asking you for money. I'm looking for a way out of this chasm where I can live. I need a purpose. I need a purpose to get up tomorrow. I want some sort of thing to do. Like, I don't want a hobby. I've got a hobby. I need a job with money. I was thinking maybe like a security guard overnight, because I don't sleep. I sleep 3 hours. I was thinking maybe get a job as a night watchman. I quite like the idea of that in the dark. That's the time. I'm going to show you another thing about cancer. This is a TED one.
TED Talk. Fuck
Where
your
someone
TED
has been
Talk.
through it,
You
talks
night
about-
watchman nutter. Fuck your TED Talk. You night watchman nutter. I need a purpose to get up in the morning. I don't mean a hobby, I mean a job. You mean you want to get a job? It's not like a fucking crying thing on the internet. Most people have spent all their lives doing jobs. You have to go and get a job. It's just like, I might be Superman. Maybe I can be Superman. Or it's really difficult for me to think of a job that I could possibly, no, what on earth? I spent 2 months wondering what I can do. I've come on the internet to ask you. And now he's using this young lady's experience to like lean on. You've not been cancelled like her, you fucking prick. You're the racist bastard that wanted to send them all back on the boats. Alan, you don't understand the world. Look what you're doing. This is fucked up. On different levels, it's massively fucked up. And it's also incredibly hilarious. And he said he didn't want your money. What are you doing on the internet then? Pay them bills. Hang on. 2 big bills. It's going to upload and then I'm like 2 big bills. Darkside Phil, famous for his begs. Here's Alan doing a beg.
What do you know?
What do you know?
I have to live. I live in a rented house. It costs money.
Cost money. Pay them bills. You got to pay them bills. What's this?
Or maybe delete all of your social media to avoid this situation. But to the world's avail, the social media network isn't actually the root of the problem. Take Beauty and the Beast, for example. Now,
Is someone else talking? Is he?
in the Beast at least once or twice, right? Whether it's the live action version featuring Emma Watson, the critically acclaimed onstage musical, or simply the
Can you hear something else?
Disney movie, well, it is evident that the antagonist, Gaston, has convinced the angry mob that the Beast is, well,
What's that auditory mess?
evil inside and out. Also that he can marry Belle, our ingenue and hero. Now, I know you're probably asking yourselves, why is she saying all this? Let's imagine ourselves in this situation.
What the fuck are we doing? I'm not watching this young girl's TED talk about social media through the prism of this old man thinking that he's been cancelled. It's an insanity. No thanks, right? But I will make sure that I upload that to Twitter. 2 big bills. You got to pay them bills. You got to pay them bills. You got to...
I live in a rented house to cost money. StreamYard costs £50 a month. Sky, £50 a month. Rumble, £25 a month. Petrol. Food. I don't want your money. I'm not asking for money. I'm looking for a way out of this chasm.
Chasm?
Belly poker player, the big bone bobber, big chin wobble, dirty tummy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher.
Now that you've said that on the chat, he's probably Reddit Red fan, and he's probably thought, I can't even watch it now. Don't show I'm watching it. Don't show him what he's looking again. He looked again. Oh my days. This is a big funny one tonight, isn't it? This is a big fun one, the big bomb bobber. Where was I going now? Where was I going with this? 2 big bills, yeah.
Where I can live. I'm looking for a way out of this chasm. Rumble, £25 a month. Petrol.
Food comes at the bottom of the list because it's not really a list. This is actual, like, you know, a bit of psychology there. It's not actually a list of things that he's really worried about, is it? He's trying to make a list of, oh, what can I put on the list to make it seem like I've got a lot of bills? You know, why I need all this money. He's not said poker, but food would be at the top of your list. It'd be like, I've got struggling with the money. Food is an issue. Like, that's when you, like, do you know what I mean? Not like, oh, I want to go to the zoo and I've also got some hats on order from Amazon and my new jumper and art supplies behind me don't come cheap. Like, sell that microphone. You never fucking use it.
I don't want your money.
I don't want your money.
I'm asking for money. I'm looking for a way out of this chasm.
Chasm? What chasm? Now there's a chasm. He means chasm, but what chasm? What chasm is there? The chasm between how much he's spending and how much he's making. Like, what chasm? You're wearing a Hugo Boss t-shirt. That's a designer t-shirt. Get cheaper t-shirts, you fucking bellend.
Where I can live. I need a purpose. I need a purpose to get up tomorrow. I need
he's
some
back.
sort of thing to do.
Wait, it's some sort of thing to do. He's back. And he's bad. Still bad. Alan, I promised him you would
Realise
yeah.
that these are often people who want to silence your ideas because they're afraid.
You're not an
Others
idealist.
hear them.
Alan, you're not an idealist. You're a grifter. And that's why idealists come up against you and say, fuck you, you grifter. You can see it in the way you've designed your content. Oh my God. I'm getting this now. You're a grifter.
That's the last thing you want to hear.
What was that?
If others hear them, they
Sorry,
might
God.
agree with me. And when you are running a cover-up, the last thing you want is a guy with 100,000 supporters saying, yeah, I think he's right that someone else was involved in that murder.
Alan, you are the cover-up. You didn't have 100,000 supporters. If you'd got 100,000 subscribers, you'd have a plaque on the wall. You had 80,000, and a lot of them were fake, because they never fucking turned up to watch any of your stuff. You got fake numbers. You paid for fake views. You paid for fake subscribers. There's a lot of true crime people out there doing it. You're not the only one. You're just part of a lower underclass of true crime content creator that, because of like 2 incredible fortunes fell your way. 1, the lockdown. And like, it's not good for everyone, but you seem to think it was brilliant. And 2, Chris Watts' case was on the telly. And because of those 2 things on Netflix and the lockdown, you managed to thrive and also because you were using underhand tactics that others wouldn't use. Because most honest people wouldn't do it, you managed to make yourself look like the biggest poppy by getting your numbers up, by being fake. Like, it's just such bullshit. So because of that, MI5 and fucking DA Rourke didn't give a fuck, right? They just said occasionally, DA Rourke occasionally said something like, oh, that man's a shit. And then moved on. No one gives a fuck, Alan. You're on Rumble. They're still letting you talk openly, constantly. They don't give a fuck.
That's the last thing you want to hear.
If you had such great support, they would have simply followed you onto your new platform.
So, the best policy is, to be honest, I'm doing. I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Yes, opinions are like arseholes. He is one.
Murder case. And it's going to stay that way.
Yes, say that way. Is he drunk, do you think? We're going to have a poll for that. Is he drunk?
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
I'm not giving up. If I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I've been wrong
Poll.
many times in cases. I got that wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not a narcissist because you tell people that you sometimes say you apologise.
I don't hear many people apologising to me.
What for? You're a fat
few.
liar.
Not many.
Big
If-
smelly liar.
I'm facing wither and criticism. Others will see my strength and be encouraged by it. He's not letting them win. He's not ever going to let them win because I will keep going forever. If I'm right and give in, what I've done is emboldened cancel culture. People say to me, it's time to stop.
Is he reading a leaflet? Is he reading a
It's time to-
leaflet about why to carry on being a racist? Sounds like that's what he's reading.
I've let them cancel me, haven't I? You know I never give in.
You know.
So this is the number. I can't stop, and I can't carry on.
You can carry on.
It's like, how can you stop? I can't stop. How can you carry on? I'm cancelled.
You're not. You're not
Where do we
cancelled.
go?
You're just not allowed on YouTube because you broke the terms of service about homophobic abuse.
Feed their voracious appetite and make them stronger so they can go on and cancel the next person. Or in the case of a civil case, if they destroy me, then they can go and
Alan.
destroy someone.
Alan, it's not that deep. You're an idiot, so we're laughing at you. You used to be on YouTube until you shit it up yourself and got banned. So we're laughing at you. It was going to be copyrights. It ended up being homophobic abuse. You were always on the way out of YouTube. People don't want that trash on YouTube. So you got banned.
And if I get destroyed by them, then I'm weak. I've got to stand up for the truth. And I'm going to make it easier for others to stand up for the truth.
You should
As a result,
go and live with Lawrence Fox in the country.
put a stop to the cancelling of people in a certain community.
Is this what we're working around to? Now, I thought earlier he was looking for ideas on whether he should be a security guard. Now he's going to be the ambassador, flag bearer against cancel culture.
And they cower in silence for fear of upsetting their betters, as they call them. Oh, we can't say that because we're upset so-and-so. I don't want to, I'm not trying to cancel. Have you ever seen me try to cancel anyone?
What?
You want to try to cancel?
Val?
The only time I stand up and say something should be stopped is if they're calling you a sexual offender or worse. Then that has to stop. I don't want to cancel somebody just as an opinion. If someone says, I hate AD's ideas, that's fine. No skin off my nose
But if
if you
someone
hate my
says
ideas.
if someone says they don't like his behaviour, that's beyond the pale.
But if you try to destroy my reputation, that's wrong.
You were on
Just
Smule.
study a case, not me.
Alan, you were on Smule singing with kids on Smule. No normal person does that. You said you looked on the internet and searched for child porn. No normal person does that.
There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to warn you that. There is no child porn on the internet. I checked.
So, case closed. Move on to the next one. Thanks, Your Honour.
There's no need to be cruel. I will not be cruel and adopt their tactics, calling them out as this, that, and the other, or talking about their looks.
Right, you've already done that. You made loads of videos about me. The only reason you can't do it is because you're not on YouTube, and it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit.
We all fall short of perfection. We need to show grace and forgiveness towards others.
You hello? Do you know who you are?
because I'm not getting that same message from the others. They say they're going to come after me forever. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to attack people and become a hypocrite.
What's going on now? Is he reading his chat or something? Because it's not moving.
Anything I will say in front of this camera could end up on social media.
Right, it is on social media, you idiot. Now that's what he's aware of now, is how's this going well for him. In chat, Welsh Pam said that's losing the argument when they are cruel. So that's obviously something he just picked up, the word cruel. Like he's just literally just reading chat and using it like script now because, you know, nothing to
Labeling
say.
somebody a sex offender or giving out someone's address or smearing.
Do you think it's the song? Do you think it's the song? Because he keeps saying sex. I mean, I'm trying to keep the song off the channel because I didn't want to have, you know, I wanted it to get monetized, but because it's 18 plus that song. Do you think it's that song? Do you think that's kicked this out of him? Do you think he's decided to come on and go on and on about being labelled an SO? Because that seems to be the order of the day, doesn't it?
They blind themselves to the truth. Even when you prove things, they blind them to the truth, and they carry on taking things out of context.
It's not out of context, Alan. It's
I
all
might say one sentence 5 years ago, and they still bring it up.
Is it
out of context?
You see, again, it feels like he's now.
There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to warn you that. There is no child porn on the internet. I checked.
It feels like that wasn't 5 years ago, Alan. That was fairly recent. It was between you and me. You said that on one of your streams going on about the stuff like that I was talking about. You said that you checked the internet for child porn like less than a year ago or a year ago, yeah? Within the year. And the issue with that, Alan, is that no one does that. Like, it's not out of context. It's what you said. If I'd have been live with you, I could have paused you and said, hey, excuse me, Alan, what do you mean by that? But I couldn't get any more. You just, that's something you said. The context was you were talking about your investigation, Ted Bundy and all this. Like, it doesn't matter. The whole investigation, the context for that was your documentary you were making because you got caught out looking for Mother Licks Cut Off Daughter's Face, which was incest stuff. So, Alan, it's you. The context is you and your dirty, grimy behaviour and why you're doing it. So the question is, like, is searching for that on the internet acceptable in any context? No. If you're an investigator, you literally have to go to the police and say, hey, I'm doing a TV investigation or whatever about this subject, so I'm going to be searching for it. Can I have some tips? Plus, can you also not arrest me because it's illegal to do this? Like, you have to, like, you can't just say, I did it, move on. Like, you're stupid.
So really, I'm advising you to be careful.
You're advising us.
Toryphobia.
Oh, that skipped.
What about Democrat phobia?
What about what now?
That's okay. You can have an opinion on all those things, right? But you can't have a frigging opinion on Islam.
What?
Because that's Islamic. Phobia. Can't have it. And that's what's going to bring this whole world crashing down soon. I know that.
Oh my God, now we're going to start laying into the Islams. I just wonder what goes on amongst the people he hangs out with. You know, a few drinks down and we start going into the Islams.
Live in a tight group in a certain part of the country, right?
He's such a piece of shit.
So this lady was trying to run her campaign by knocking on doors and saying, will you vote for me? She happened to be conservative, but she couldn't do anything.
She couldn't be anything.
And she'd have her friends go around with her knocking on doors. You can vote conservative? What do you think of this? She ended up being chased on the road by a group of men. Her supporters ended up having their tyres slashed by certain people.
I shouldn't laugh, but it was a Conservative candidate, so it made, like, you know, there's an irony there, isn't there, in going and knocking on the constituency doors and the people chasing you out because, like, you've ruined their lives with your horrible policies.
Because you can't say anything about a certain portion of society.
I don't even know what's going on here. I don't even know whether this is true, what he's going on about.
Don't you dare say anything about that society. You go to their countries, there is no debate. There is no voting. They just bring in their law, and you should stick to it. And you people that support this world society of.
Listen, I think he seems a little bit confused about how other countries work there, specifically even Islamic countries. Like there's a I don't need to say this to you, you understand. There's a spectrum of different political and religious like there's a spectrum, isn't there? Some countries are very hard and very religious, and like other countries are not and are not, but they could still be in Islam. Like some people go on holiday to Turkey and they don't worry that they're going to have to wear a hijab, do they? But like in other countries, you can be arrested for being gay, even though Saudi Arabia seems quite nice on the boxing. So, you know, like welcome to the modern world, conflicting with old school Islam in other countries. Like, what the fuck are you saying anyway?
Don't do anything unless Islamophobia. You people that support that,
Where did this come from?
especially you females, you won't be allowed out of the house.
You won't be allowed out of the house. Alan, in the 1940s and 30s in the UK, women weren't allowed out either.
Every
And it
city,
wasn't an Islamic thing.
we're all men.
Well, they were allowed out, but you know what I mean?
The women weren't allowed out.
Women didn't used to be able to vote in our culture.
What do you think they do to our society and our politics when they're more than 50%?
What is he on
I
about?
fear for your future.
Do you think, like, we've done the numbers, it would take hundreds of years for Islam to, like, win out in terms of the demographics in this country? It's probably unlikely to ever happen. But, like, if you just predict it to grow at a certain, like, because the numbers, the amount of people, like, it would, there's 70 million people in this country, and it makes up, like, 0.5% of, like, a, like, actually, like, well, this is just stupid anyway. It's just,
Car.
I can't be asked to do the numbers again, but we've done it on the
They
stream.
put up a Union Jack. You do it now in London, right? We're at this football. Come on, England, Sunday. Taxi drivers have been banned from having the English flag.
Oh, next they'll ban Christmas. The Jews are going to ban Christmas.
The English flag on their taxis.
Terrible, isn't it, Alan? Like, this is just absolute right-wing nonsense, isn't it? It's just absolute nonsense. And it's over now. We had the election. The Reform Party wanted to pump this down your throat to try and get you confused so you might do what they wanted or what the Conservatives want. But it's done now, Alan. It's over. You can just shut up for a bit, eh?
Championship. Because we should be ashamed of being English, right?
Tommy Robinson's fucking granddad.
D-Day, there's nothing in London about it. D-Day, commemorative, no flags, no nothing.
I think for the commemoration of D-Day, there would have been some sort of commemorative something in London, maybe at the Cenotaph, but most people were down at Normandy, weren't they? Like, what's he talking about?
I'm seeing it. I want to talk about it.
This is all right-wing nonsense. It's like he's been watching Tommy Robinson's Twitter. And that can all go and fuck off.
Places in London, if you've got a dog, you take it for a walk, you'll be followed with people telling you dogs are dirty. We don't want dogs in our.
Fucking hell. Listen, Stuart Lee does a really good bit of stand-up about this. 10 years ago, he did a good bit of stand-up about this. You know, and like, but this is so tired. It's even tired for modern ideas. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's tired, boring, anti-Islamic racism for the last half of the show now. Like, why are we doing this? What an awful thing to do.
All young men.
Like, it's between him and that fucking angry Edis who has got some sort of sexual screw loose. Like, between the two of them, like, they are some sick bastards, aren't they? And then you've got the juniors. You've got like Luke, and you've got what's his name, Paul Arnott, for whatever he is. And then you've got like the other true crimers who want to be like this. They want to end up like this. They want to just watch the news and bring up the TikToks and have the spanners and like this whole slew of all this. We've got the true crimer world. We've had like shouts out to Simcast. I want her to come on the show and tell me all about what life was like back in the day, because I wasn't there. I want her to come on the show and tell all about the BAM years, about the early Alan years. I want her to come on because you've got all that world, and it makes me laugh and it's interesting. But God help me, I'm glad I'm not involved in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, at this level of having this going on, like, look at what he ended up like, and look at how he is.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
And there's a very good reason why there's a lot I can't do or say. I hope you stick with me.
Is there anything worse than what you've just said? Because what you just said was pretty bad. So, like, if you're cancelled and you're still saying it, that was pretty bad. So, is there anything worse that you're cancelled for more that you can't say? Is that what you're trying to tell us? That you wish you could go harder than that?
Write to me on AD subs, isn't it?
AD subs. No one's going to send you an email.
I don't know the exact. We'll put up the write to me if you've got any idea. Let's get out of this jungle.
Let's get out of this jungle.
Okay.
You
so
live
that's about
in
it.
Exmouth. It's a lovely seaside town. It doesn't have a problem with immigration.
I appreciate you guys that are saying you're missing me.
There's no Islamic
And I
threat
appreciate
in
you people
Exmouth.
that have turned up and give me support. And there's things I can't say.
Really? What's worse than what you've said?
Because of this ongoing court case, I can't function as I want to.
Oh, because of the court case, he can't function as... Hang on, I want to pause it, but he might skip us. He said, because of the court case, I can't function as I want to. Now, that could be him trying to tell us that on the internet, he's not allowed to talk about certain things, no true crime, no this, no that, maybe. But I don't really believe that. I think he uses that as a cover. But the truth is, he's got nothing really to say or do. He's using that as a cover because of the court case, I can't function. And what the truth is he can't function because it's fucking his head up. That's my guess. Hugo Boss t-shirt, like you work in the fucking... petrol station, the Hugo Boss mechanic yard. What do you call it? Petrol station. It looks like he works in a company with, rather than it being like. Anyway, TK Maxx bastard. Exmouth is lovely, yeah. Exmouth is lovely. There's no like this thing that annoys me about it is if Alan was living in a situation where he was having difficulty coming up against immigrant communities in a close proximity, and there was some sort of like integration issue going on in his life, like, you know, I could understand that he might have feelings about it, but because he's not, and he's just like some horrible, selfish, like pull the ladder up Jack racist, like he just is happy to do that, and like it just clearly doesn't affect his life in any way. Like, what a bitter, nasty old twerp.
Thank you very much.
Like, he's took that in a really horrible place at the end there, hasn't he? At the start, it was really bright, and there was a real chance that things were going to go in a positive direction. We were all looking, we were having fun, the music was playing, and then he said that I might do something different, and I was thinking, brilliant. What we're going to get now is Alan's going to tell us all about his favourite films or his favourite child. Do you remember Torchy? We talked about Torchy before. Well, I've made a list of all these other TV programmes I remember, and let's just have a chit-chat about them in chat, get chat going. And, like, you know, he had good streams that were fun before, even if we took the piss out of them. Here, we've started with that promise. Things might be, well, I can't just talk about true crime anymore. Could talk about football, or I could take it down this horrible dark path where we watch bitter right-wing propaganda on the news, follow it up with even worse anti-Islamic propaganda, and then tell you that there's things I wish I could say that I can't even say. And I assume those things are against even Rumble's terms of service then, or maybe social acceptance. Maybe they're crimes, maybe they're hate crimes, if you say them, Alan. So what do you want about? What do you want? Like, taking it into the world's most darkest place and then left us there. We do want to skip back to see what he was saying before, and I want to look at the picture again, but like, fucking hell.
God bless. And
God bless. God's got nothing to do with what you were talking
think of me now
about.
and again. Thanks a lot.
Is that the end of it, is it, Alan? Fuck. Tell you what, at one point I thought he was literally going to end the stream early, live on camera. I thought he was going to do that. I thought I was going to be like, oh my god, no. Like, don't do that. These are the adverts on Rumble. Sorry about this. I don't have an ad blocker. I pay for it on YouTube. But what were we up to where he skipped?
I swear to you, much worse things have been done to me than anything I've done to anyone in my life.
Did we hear that?
I had to move home 4
I
times.
think we did.
I've had YouTube channels say what they like about me, and backed by certain people
I mean, this is quite fun actually, though, isn't it?
who have power to make things worse for me.
Like, a lot of it, I feel like, you know, I see myself on the little pictures at the side while I'm watching. You know, I can see my little facial expression, and quite a lot of it tonight has been like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's thrown me a bit. Like, maybe I'm not used to him. Like, you know, I got so used to him with all the reacting over the year, but quite a lot of this has been like, what? Where did that? Like, you think, what's going on in his fucking head? Like, what, do you know what I mean? Like, you think to yourself, what is going on in your head? How has this happened?
Free speech, right? Thank you, Nosy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm great believer in free speech.
Except when it was me saying things that you didn't like and you wanted to have me arrested. You're a great believer in free speech, and the quote is, I might not like the things you say, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say them. And in this context, he didn't like what I was saying about him singing with kids on Smule, on that karaoke app, having a live interactive room with kids on the karaoke app. He didn't like that, so he wanted to shut me down.
But where is free speech and where is execution?
What?
If I say, let's say for instance, if I say true crime that this poor man, a TV commentator, his wife and 2 children were murdered by a crossbow yesterday while he's at work, and he comes home from work and his wife and 2 lovely daughters still barely alive.
I didn't realise that we managed to get it onto dead kids again at some point. Maybe we missed this bit somehow.
When he gets home with crossbow injuries, and they all die.
Oh my god, that's awful. Why are you talking
first
about
thing
this?
is to go, why?
Why
and
what?
This man was named. They pretty sure he did it. CCTV did it. And then they say, well, the man was known to the victims. Then I say, this is bigger than a random murder. It's like, and that's the sort of stuff I do. And I would throw myself into this case.
But you don't have to throw yourself into this case because the police are dealing with it. And when you say you throw yourself into it, you mean you would just fucking read the news about it. Like, what are you on about? What are you on? With the Chris Watts thing, there was another distinct difference, was that they gave a load of files out, didn't they? They, it's got a name, the Disclosure or something. And like people were able to sort of pour through them and do lots of content about them. But in the main, when it's not that, when there aren't just like free and easy files for him, and he didn't do it, other people did it and then presented him with the ideas and he did it on his stream. And if you're going to rely on other people to do your work for you, then you're not really doing anything, and then you've got nothing when they go away. So like, it's just bizarre that he, like, what would he have done on this case? The police are dealing with it and you know nothing. You've even got questions that you can't answer that the police have already answered. They just haven't told you.
And I would try to get the truth out, and especially if someone was trying to cover something up, I would try to find out everything. And it seems that's not allowed these days.
It seems it's not allowed. This is right early on, yeah, we've seen this.
Football final.
The football.
Now England have got to the finals again.
This is where it skipped, isn't it? He was talking about Chelsea and then it skipped. So I was like, oh no, what's he saying?
Conspiracy. If they don't like what you're saying, everything you say is a lie and it's a conspiracy. But what about Watergate?
What about
Was that a conspiracy?
What about Watergate? You should do a TikTok on it.
Yeah. It was proven true, and then it was reality. A lot of conspiracies are proven to be true.
I'll tell you what he's done tonight as well, is he's played to sort of 3 different, and I believe this is the truth about his like 3 or 4 fans, is I think one of them, I think it might be Kaka, he was doing a lot of Scottish politics, wasn't he, just before the election. Kaka, Scottish, plus I think she doesn't like the Muslims, so I think he's negative about them because of her, yeah. He's got another one that's a racist, so he's played to them later on. This part, like, there's a couple that are in there for the true crime, aren't there, and for the like the poor children, so he's played to them a little bit. Like, you know, it's like he has to sort of like just like, it's like if he was a stand-up comedian, he's turning to someone in the audience and telling a little joke to them, and then you've had your little bit and your little bit, and then that's them solved because they'll give him the money because that's what they're giving the money for, in his belief. What's going on with these paintings behind him again? Like, it's like to prove he's been painting again, but that one down the bottom right, you can't see it properly, but I can see it's got the scrawling of a shape on it. He did that ages ago. He did the outline of a shape and said he was going to paint the figure, and he never painted the figure. These have been there like this for it's like to prove that he's been doing more painting, but he hasn't. These have been there like that for ages. But then he does bring out a new painting, doesn't he? So why these old canvases up like this? Like these old half-arsed, not finished, not done. And why has that got its back to us? There's something wrong with it.
And the people that whistleblow on this, sometimes they're murdered.
Or is this to prove that he's learned that he has to paint the background first because he was doing that wrong in the first place?
The guy that found weapons of mass destruction, or not, ended up
Hans Blix.
supposedly committing suicide in the woods.
What's this got to do with your content? You're not going to end up murdered in the woods because you don't discover anything. Like, it's weird this is, right, as well, because what I've done on the Nicola Bulley case recently, if you go and watch Nicola Bulley Gin on Super Chuffer, Nicola Bulley case solved, I'm sure you've already watched that, but go and watch Nicola Bulley Gin if you haven't and watch it all the way to the end. Like, that's investigative in a way. I'm not saying I'm some special journalist or nothing, I'm just a chuffer on the internet, but I found out some stuff, and like, Alan's never done anything like that. He's just looked at CCTV and said, that looks a bit like a shape. That looks like it could be a tennis ball if you turn the yellow up. And like, it's not a tennis ball on Nicola Bulley, it's too bit like, the perspective is wrong, the shape and size is wrong, so you're just stupid and you're just messing about. He doesn't understand anything and he's brought nothing to the table ever. He stole the idea about the shadows from someone else and then he elaborated it on.
I couldn't be happier.
Sebastian Bluewater sent tippies. Hey everyone, sending love and light. Am I the first tip pie? Cox.
I think I've had a super chat.
Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
But yeah, Sebastian might be the first Tipai. Tipai's memberships, everything gratefully received. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Edis.
In a position where he couldn't reach where he killed himself.
Why am I trying to dance around the bad language when Alan just doesn't care? He's on Rumble, he can say all the worst things.
If you know too much or you say too much.
If you say
For me, it never got to the scale of killing me off.
Yeah, obviously it didn't, because you never found out anything or said anything. You were just a grifter on the internet. Like, the powers that be don't care about grifters on the internet. I doubt. God, could you imagine if they did? If they thought that he was some sort of threat to the establishment because he was finding things out? Like, constantly doing the same episode over and over again, regurgitating other people's content at points. Like, what a weird thing.
But they're trying.
They're trying, or they are trying.
Labeling me a certain word and giving out my address, they are, believe me, they're putting my life in danger.
What, you think I'm working for the fucking establishment trying to take you out?
There's no point me doing crime. Because...
What's happened? What's happened?
It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I'm trying to get it across so you understand where I am.
Yeah.
Because we've got to discuss where I'm going to be in the future. And I've got nothing.
When he says there's no point me doing crime, I need your help on this in chat. What do you think is the reason he's not... He says there's no point me doing crime because... And then he laughs and moves on and he tells a bit more of a story. We'll listen to it. But what do you think is the real reason there's no point in him doing crime? Like, why is that why is that the problem? What got deleted then? Yeah, we'll probably leave that one deleted. Yeah, okay. Although I've undeleted it now by looking at it, so it's above my head now. So can some people please comment so that the chat moves?
I'm cancelled. There's no point.
He can't make money, but he's been doing it in the past. Like, crime don't pay. I guess. So is he just literally saying, like, I've tried true crime content on Rumble and it doesn't make me any money. I've tried it on TikTok, it doesn't make me any money. I'm giving up on it now. Because some of those people that are there are, like, still giving him money for going on about Nicole Kessinger in 2024, aren't they? Like, so, like, it's like he's telling them, like, it's not making me money, but they're giving him money. So it's a weird conversation to be having with people that literally give you money. Like, what are they giving you money for then? You're just telling them I'm not going to do it anymore, but like, please keep giving me the money. What's going on?
You're doing crime.
Just say the truth. I mean, there have been like good and bad things going on, but when I say bad, I mean there are pedos in all forms of race and society. So I don't think that's like just a religious thing, like, because there was all Catholic ones as well, wasn't there?
Again. I couldn't be happier.
Leo sent tippies. Hope not hate Alan. Super Chuffer owes 3 hugs.
Big ups, thank you very much. There's more. I'll give you a button for that. We didn't get buttons for the last one, look. Where's the button? You need your button.
High heels on my tippies. Dough, say and Gabbana, that's on my tippies.
Where's Nancy? Because it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I'm trying to get it across so you understand where I am, because we've got to discuss where I'm going to be in the future. You are my patrons, and you know the true story. You know the true story. You know that night.
Right, I want him to move on to talk about Chelsea and whatever his other thing was that we skipped and moved because all of a sudden it went onto the telly. We're missing a little bit in the middle, but I just want to just quickly just see if I can do a calculator. Calculator, right? So how many are in my? How many are watching me now? How many have we got? Where's the thing where I can see that? We've got 230 view chuffers, yeah. I really do want to do a poll here. I really do want. So if you're watching and you can get to this poll, I know 230 of you will not answer in the poll, but the ones that want to and can, would you pay £1 to watch me and Alan, 2.5 hours? You get 2.5 hours. 2 hours streamis. Would you pay £1 to watch me and Alan for 2 hours streaming? Start the poll. I just want to get a sort of straw poll, like of how many people are prepared or interested or whatever. Like, do you think, you know, if you're up, and also if you're up pressing the button for the poll, press like your chuffer, 2 in 1 in it. I just want to know a sort of percentage, and then obviously I knock that onto the number of people that view the thing later. So you know we approximately pull about 2,000 to 4,000 people on a 1,000 to 4,000 people on a video on this channel, but if it's a good one, a big one, a special one, maybe more, you know. So I just want to offer Alan a sort of reasonable figure that, like, the other question is, should I give him money, bearing in mind I think he might be a nonce, but like, he's on about making money and like he's got this problem, yeah, and I don't know how regularly you'd want to do this. I'm thinking maybe monthly, like, to start with, like not trying to do it as a weekly event, but maybe monthly. But like, I'm looking at the poll here and it's knocking out about 80%. If you've got opinions on that, you need to get on that poll. So if it's about 80% of like 2,000 people, so if I had, because there's 230 watching, but there'll be, put a 0 on it with the numbers when we get the final view count and stuff. So the old maths, 800 times 2, isn't it? The old maths there, look. Like that, we could make some money there, yeah? And I could offer Alan legitimately, I don't want to offer him a big, I'm not saying half of that figure, because that would be silly, because I'm doing all the work, yeah? And I think that initially, what if people don't show up and they don't pay the £1 and I've promised a lot and I've got nothing back, you know? So, but we could start off with a figure somewhere between £200 and £400 as a reasonable fee for Alan if people paid that ticket money and wanted to watch it. I can't guarantee they would, so we'd have to go on the lower end of that if we ever wanted to start negotiation. But that's a high. And then I said, remember we talked about this before, and I said, but he's banned off YouTube and he's an arsehole, so we can start at 40, can't we? To 200. That's the top end, isn't it? But between that range, I don't know how much money he wants for 2 hours work. You know? Big up Seb, I haven't sent that email yet. I sleep, play video games. But don't worry, I will. Yeah, look, £40 to £200. Like, if I can give Bung Allen some monies, you're not giving money to a nonce. That's a good point, Zen Bumblebee. Like, that is a really good point. Like, I just get it. I guess it's a really good point. You know, what's going on with the anti-Islamic fucking? You know, we've said we're not having anti-Islamic sort of. Sentiment in the chat. Let's just leave that. I'm not telling you not allowed to have your feelings, but I'm telling you not allowed to write them in chat. Can we use his share for a charity? No, I think I'm trying to lure. I'm trying to get him onto a stream. He's not going to do it for nothing, is he? If you want to see Alan versus me on a stream, he's going to want this. So this is what he wants. He's on the stream saying it. I'm not being underhand about this. He's on his own stream saying he needs this. What can he do? How can he live his life? Well, I can offer him bang, monies in your hand. What do you get to? What do you have to do for it? This, but not against the Islams and all that. Something more fun. So what is even wrong with this? It's like a fucking... Okay, for me, I'm bad because I'm giving money to a nonce, yeah? That is an issue, and I do worry about that. I think the only way I could countenance that and sort of move towards, accepting that in my mind would be that if we are starting a process that might move towards a big interview, because I think ultimately, and I've said that before, and he should fucking understand this as well, Alan should... I wouldn't do a lot of talking. I'd do the questions, he'd do the talking, and then I'd ask more questions following that. I'd ask questions. But I'm saying, let's have Alan do the big interview, and let's have Super Chuffer do the questions. Like, that would be a banger of an episode. That would be huge. Wouldn't it? That would be huge. So, why can't we do that? That would be even more entertaining and, like, you know... I'm not even saying that I would... Listen, I'm not even saying I'd charge everyone £1 to watch the thing. I'm just trying to gauge it, like... You know, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I have the facility to charge you in advance to watch the thing. But the live stream itself, like, with it not being on YouTube, wouldn't get the advertiser money. So I'd need to find some way of, like, literally monetizing it. So, like, it's just fact about it, isn't it? It's just fact. It would be huge, yeah, it would be huge. So if we could get that going, I wouldn't give the steam of, yeah, okay, but like I'll take the majority of the money. I'm taking all of my super chats, you know, I'm taking all of my super chats, and I'm taking whatever I make, but I'm paying my guest to be on the show, and it's Alan. He won't do it unless he gets money, and he wants money, so that's my offer basically. Well, I don't have to do it at this stage. I could always pull out and say I don't want to do it. So, you know, there's just an idea that we're floating around. Okay. Well, this is not the context of the show, Zen Bumblebee. Even if Alan tried to make it, yeah, and it's not. I can't be arsed with it. Like, there's a big conversation you could have about it. I've got things I could say, but I can't be arsed about it. Members live, yeah. Well, Alan's not allowed on YouTube to do a live stream because he's banned, so we can't do it on YouTube. Like, you know. I have to find another way of monetizing another platform. Maybe other platforms have pay-per-view. Maybe they don't. Like, whatever. Like, we'd have to find a way of doing it. Whatever the finance is. I'm not doing it for free. And what I wanted to make everyone to be very clear on is that Alan's in a sticky situation. He's telling us on the internet he's in a tough situation and he wants money. And I can offer him that money to be on a YouTube, but to be on an internet stream, yeah? So I can offer Alan the money to do the thing on the internet. He's not in a position of power here. He can't do that. He ruined his thing. But I can offer him that. That's what I want to make really clear. I hope you'll enjoy that concept and to have to think about that. Big ups, Red Fan. I hope you'll enjoy that. Just the idea of that. Don't you think he'll enjoy that? Alright, let's move on.
My live where I had a certain film.
Hang on, let's play this again.
The big bomb bobber and I'm back. The big bomb bobber and I'm back. Yes, 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 I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Big Bone Bobber, Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Belly Poker Player, the Big Bone Bobber, Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher, Big Bone Bobber, Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Belly Poker Player, the Big Bone Bobber, Big Jim Wobble, Dirty Tommy Rumble, Alan Bristol Pusher. I can't help myself sometimes, I need your attention, baby.
Body Sculpture sent tippies. The Armchair Ripper is back with a vengeance. It looks like he has been on remand for all the nonsing waiting a nice jail sentence. He is going to grift like you have never seen him grift before. He needs the money for his online gambling addiction. The man's desperate to grift. Super Chuffer owes 5 hugs.
Do you know what? That's another that's the most sensible comment we've had all night, I think, on that super chat. Thank you. On the coffee.com is the the idea there that Alan is just basically, you know, he's had this time off. He's probably fucking shattered his bank account on the online poker. You're right. Like, he's back in his hole, and he's hard pity party, hard grift, isn't he? He said he was thinking of doing a security guard thing or whatever, but he really is just hard grift again, isn't he? And it's come back to, can you give me any ideas? Well, I don't want your money, but I want your ideas. Well, here's an idea. How about some money? Like,
And you know what went on.
You know
why I'm being persecuted.
you know.
I'll fight that to the end. I would. They think I was going to give up just for the Talwyn. No.
No.
I will never do the Talwyn.
Never surrender.
Ever.
Ever. Because I've done nothing
So,
wrong.
take a footballer, Saka, right, from Arsenal.
Saka from
Rashford.
Arsenal, he received racist abuse when he missed the penalty in the last competition, and the same people now cheer him and celebrate him in this one. But like, or maybe they don't, I don't know. But like, wouldn't your mates have all been saying about how bad he was in the last one because you're all with the racists, the nationalists?
Thank you, Melissa Marvelous.
Thank you, Melissa Marvelous. When
Three
you say
black
about
footballers
Chelsea-
missed penalties in the last.
Oh my God, he's bringing this
European
up. Skip.
missed things on Twitter and stuff. And he sent goose pimples up my arm when he scored that goal because of the smile on his face. I know what he was thinking. Stuff
Yeah.
you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
The irony
clear-
of him, like, if Saka could see his content about what he said about the immigrants and all this stuff, like the group of people he sort of surrounds himself with when he does that content, like, Saka would be disgusted and think this man's a worm. So he's not doing it for you, Alan. This is what really annoys me. Like, this is a real thing that annoys me about England when they go out in the final. I really want them to win, but I don't want Alan to take any celebration in that because the England team would think Alan's disgusting.
It's for them. I don't have that protection.
When did he say about Chelsea? I suppose this is the bit that I
I
missed.
can't get on with my job. Imagine if I started a new channel and all I talk about is football. I'm an expert
Yeah.
on football. I
Here we
could do
go.
a channel just about Chelsea. But what would happen?
What would happen if you did a new channel and just talk football? I would love to be a guest on it.
I'd invite a guest on, say, an old Chelsea player.
Frank Lampard, John Terry, probably John Terry. John Terry, yeah, John Terry.
And I invite him on and I say, tomorrow night we've got John Smith on.
Oh my God, John Terry. I thought he was going to say John Terry. Why can't you name an old Chelsea player? They're your friends, your favourites. Who are you having on? John Smith. Okay, yeah, John Terry, yeah.
What would happen? I'd invite a guest on, say,
And John Terry would tell you no, but yeah, carry on.
an old Chelsea player. And I invite
Like, what is this fantasy world he's living in? I would invite old Chelsea players onto my show.
him on and I say, tomorrow night we've got John Smith on.
Yeah,
A Chelsea hero from the 1980s.
right.
Great. They'd find him and send him a load of lies about me.
Well, no, you wouldn't have to. You could probably just do the stream and then they'd find him afterwards. But they would just send him the facts of who you are and the stuff you've said and done on the internet, and then he'd have to make up his own mind, having met you and talked to you, and also seen the evidence of your behaviour.
And tell him that I'm not, don't go on the show. And then he'd phone me up the next day and say, sorry, Al, you're toxic. You've been cancelled. We can't come on your show.
Toxic, yeah. Okay, so you're toxic, so you can't go. So he's not allowed to have famous footballers come on his show. So that idea is out.
Can't even do my job.
I can't even do my job. What do you mean you can't? It's not your job to interview famous footballers from Chelsea from the past. That's not your job.
And then he'd phone me up the next day and say, sorry, Al, you're toxic. You've been cancelled. We can't come on your show. Can't even do my job. I can't even start an innocent thing about football because they're right to everybody. And I won't be able to use my contacts in football. And
Because the trolls ruined it for me. Hang on. I'm going to record this one.
I started a new channel and all I talk about is football. I don't have that protection. I can't get on with my job. Imagine if I started a new channel and all I talk about is football. I'm an expert on football. I could do a channel just about Chelsea. But what would happen? I'd invite a guest on, say, an old Chelsea player, and I invite him on and I say, tomorrow night we've got John Smith on, a Chelsea hero from the 1980s. great. They'd find him and send him a load of lies about me and tell him that don't go on my show. And then he'd phone me up the next day and say, sorry, Al, you're toxic, you've been cancelled, we can't come on your show. I can't even do my job. I can't even start an innocent thing about football because they're right to everybody. And I won't be able to use my contacts in football. And if I do, they'll be trolled. See the quandary I'm in?
That's the quietest you've heard me for a little bit because I recorded that one. That's going on Twitter. It's such a classic DSPism. That is such a classic DSPism. Trolls ruined it for me. Trolls ruined it for me. It's such a classic DSPism. Like Darkside Phil says so many times that he couldn't be successful because trolls ruined his ability to get a sponsor to work with things. And then in the same breath he says he's not a shill, and he wouldn't shill that nonsense anyway. He's got his own denial system in there, but this is a part of denial, isn't it? The reason Alan is not in a position to interview famous footballers from the 1980s is because trolls would ruin it for him. So he might as well not try doing that then. Like, what's going on? I would warrant that if Alan phoned up a series, like, there's not that many 1980s Chelsea footballers. Like, there's a limited list, and I would argue that if he were to phone them up one by one, he would have a series of red crosses against "Will you be on the show?" Like, who in the Chelsea 1980s lineup is going to be keen and eager to jump on Alan's show? Not because he's been told that he's toxic, and what he just said about the Muslims later on this. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there are a few out there that are particularly nationalistic, but he's limiting into a very narrow audience, and that's his own fault. He's just done it to himself again. And it's not because of being cancelled and because of this and that. It's because people don't want to associate with such a nasty, nasty man.
I could do my art.
I could do my art. Hang on, we'll get to that in a second. Chelsea 80s images. Who have we got? Who have we got in the 80s? Rudd Hullett, was that the 80s? Do you remember Rudd Hullett was playing at Chelsea? Glenn Hoddle. Glenn Hoddle's a fucking nutter. Maybe Glenn Hoddle will talk to him. Glenn Hoddle's been done for being toxic. Ask Glenn Hoddle, Alan. Ask him about why disabled people did something wrong in a former life, apparently, according to Glenn Hoddle. Ask him about that. He'll come and talk about that. Gianfranco Zola. Was he 80s? He was 90s, wasn't he? Gianfranco Zola. I don't think Gianfranco Zola would want to go and talk to Alan for any reason. I don't think it's anything to do with, like, you know, what Alan said in the past or anything. I just think he'd look at his show and just think, I don't want to do it. There's somebody. John Bumsteads. John Bumsteads. That's his actual name. I'm not making it up. John Bumstead. John Bumstead. Maybe he's the one.
I love it. Some people laugh.
Yeah, I did miss that as well. Contacts. His contacts. What contacts does he have in Chelsea Football Club? Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I can't even start an innocent thing about football because they're right to everybody. And I won't be able to use my contacts in football.
I won't be able to use my contacts in football. Like, who do you know? Oh, Jose Mourinho. Yeah, me and Jose. We've been talking, but he just agrees it's a little bit hot at the moment on my Rumble channel, so he's going to check back in with me in a few months. What the fuck does he mean? I've never heard something so, like, bizarre, actually. Like, my contacts in football. Oh, Eddie. Oh.
And if I do, they'll be trolled.
They'll be trolled?
See the quandary I'm in?
Quandary, yeah. That is weird, isn't it? You're right as well in chat. Who said that? Quandary, like, and he said something else. Ordbod said quandary chasm is eating a dictionary. That's incredibly accurate. Yeah. Where has he got these words from? Who's he been hanging out with? What's he been watching on YouTube? Quandary and chasm. Like, that does sound like, so again, right, we've had it before where he sat down with, I think, his older daughter who gives a shit and has got her head screwed on a bit more in terms of the money, or is into the money, right? I think she has said to him, like, we are in a quandary. There is a chasm between the amount you're spending and the amount you're making, and maybe that's pushed him into coming on here and doing this, and maybe that's happened. Interestingly, we had the England game recently, and he started all this with his family, didn't he? Do you remember he started the whole episode with my family, my family, my family, and then at the end he was like, I need to find something to do, and I was like, what about your family? Spend time with them. He's like, no, not a hobby, some monies. I think he's seen his family again recently for the England game, because you tend to, don't you? You get together, and she's probably said to him, last time we spoke, we had this problem with your spending, and you were going to fix it. And you've not been on the internet, which is good, but you've got a problem. And maybe he said to her, well, the problem with the chasm is I'm not on the internet, am I? So I'm going to have to find a way of going back on the internet, aren't I? And she's been like, well, maybe. And then like he's back, boom. Give me monies. My daughter says there's a chasm in my spending. Like, and like, obviously he doesn't, I'm thinking that there's a potential, a chance that he's had this house, signed it over to one of his children, and then he's paying the mortgage on the house, as in paying rent to them, and then they're collecting that rent, and that probably comes from his pension or his like universal credit, pay for your house, or some system, like, you know, like he's probably got some scam going with the house payments, yeah. So maybe he said like to them, like the chasm matters because they're giving him, or like in some way, like, you know, maybe he's got savings that he's eating into and they don't want him to eat into the savings. Maybe it's just that, like, forget the house stuff, maybe it's simply just that. Big ups Leo Scott, check out the members content on this channel. There is some dark things, like the things in Alan's mind, Alan's dark place. Yeah, maybe the idea is simply that she doesn't want him eating into the spendings, because like into the savings, because she's going to need those savings, like, so she's just like, there's a chasm between the amount of money you're bringing in and the amount of money you're spending. We're in a quandary, and so the response to this in Alan's mind is, I'll go on the internet and do a hard pity party grift. At one point I'll suggest that I'm going to get a job as a night security man, and God help anyone if you're walking somewhere in the night and he's the night security. Like, he'll be picking out victims on CCTV. It would be insane.
I could do my art.
I could do my art. But you've tried that and it wasn't a money spinner because it's awful.
People laugh at my art. It's not with some people think it's brilliant.
It's not brilliant. No one thinks it's brilliant. Everybody laughs at it. There is literally nobody who doesn't think it's like, everybody. I'm wearing it now. Everybody thought it was funny. Every single thing you did looked like shit.
Art is what I've been doing lately, because
I told you as well, look, these props behind him to prove it, although I know that one down there with what looks like an alien scrawled on it was from weeks ago when he gave up. He's not been doing a lot of art recently, but he might have one new one to show us, so maybe.
I did a football art today.
I did a football art today. So when he says recently, he means I got it out today again for this stream, because I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to try and make some money. I'm going to do the stream. I'll get the art out again, see if I can flog them. I'll do this. You know, he's like a bit haphazard, isn't he? He did a bit of the true crime, but he couldn't do it. Then he did a bit of racism at the end. He's got art in the middle. We had talk to TV about transgenderism. Like, he's a bit like scattergun, but he's looking for something here, just for somebody to give him something.
Last week, when this is a guy
last week
called Jude Bellingham. That's what I've been doing lately, because I did a football art today. Last week.
Not today, last week.
This is a guy called Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham. And to be fair, that looks more like Jude Bellingham than any of the other art pieces have looked like who they're supposed to be. However, if you hadn't told me, I might have guessed Prince Charles. Jude Bellingham is a former Birmingham player, and he was brought up in the Birmingham Academy, and he's very proud of being a Birmingham player, and he didn't ever play for Chelsea, and fuck you, Alan. You can't claim Jude Bellingham as one of your own. You go on about immigrants and you want to send them back on the boats, and you had a big pop at all the Muslims. Jude Bellingham would think you were a sick man. He'd think you were horrible. He'd see you singing with kids on Smule, and he'd want to kick your chuffing balls into the goal. Like, he wouldn't like you, Alan. He'd think you were disgusting.
I get it.
And also, his head's not massively oversized for his collar like that, and like, you know, you've got the proportions a little bit weird and wrong. Do you love Jude Bellingham though?
Jude Bellingham is a multi-millionaire footballer for Real Madrid in England.
Some people say that he's not painting these pictures, someone else is, and this one makes me think that more than ever, because he's recently seen the family and he's come away with the picture, and it might be, oh, that's really good, have you done that picture? Oh, Grandad loves your pictures, I'll take that, yeah, I'll put that up. Like, it might be that someone is painting them for him. It really might be.
And I sensed he's in pain.
I sensed he's in pain. No, I do think he's painted this. Like, it is still very simplistic. He's cottoned on to a few ideas now. He's probably like learned a few things, so it's starting to look more like what it's supposed to be. But it is very simplistic, and one eye's bigger than the other, and there's all this daubing smearing around the ears because you didn't do the background properly again. But I suppose I gave it away. I talk about blocks of colour in another stream, didn't I? He's done the blocks of colour, which is helping him to sort of create the image better. But it's still awful, isn't it? It's still, like, if you look at the detail, it's smeared on like toothpaste, the paint is. I mean, maybe that you could call a style at this point, but
I didn't see that, but I sensed
there will be parts of the canvas that are simply not covered in paint as well.
that although he's famous and fantastic for Real Madrid in England, look at the pain. He gets trolled.
He gets trolled. Feel bad for Jude Bellingham. Everyone likes Jude Bellingham at the moment. Let's use Jude Bellingham as a lever to elicit sympathy for Alan.
So the background is chaos.
Alan, Jude Bellingham doesn't give a fuck about you and he thinks you're a prick. If he'd seen your content, he would think you're a prick. All the things you've said about, I mean, even just today, the going on about the Muslims.
He's surrounded by chaos. And there's a sadness in his eyes that
Are you relating this to you, Alan?
I try to portray. So my art is, I feel the person, right? I feel for the person.
You've got empathy now. You've got empathy, so you're not a narcissist.
And I try to paint that person's inside, behind the mask, yeah?
Right, well, you've got this wrong because you've been watching Jude Bellingham play football, and if he has got any pain, it might be a twinge to the Achilles. It's not because he's got some sort of deep down hurting heart. He's enjoying playing football for England, and he's looking forward to the next game, and he's going to help us win it. So go Jude Bellingham. You don't understand him at all. You're just trying to hijack upon his current fame. Like, you're such a weirdo, Alan. You're such a weirdo.
This is Jude Bellingham.
You can't, like, the way he's like, yeah, and like claiming, like, the narcissist here. Jude Bellingham's the big one. He's on telly. Everyone thinks he's brilliant. And Alan's like, do you know what I mean? Like, me and Jude Bellingham would be friends. Jude Bellingham's my favourite one. But you can't, like, if he met you, you would hate you, Alan. Like, all the things you've said, you're not a proper England supporter. You're a horrible, horrible, hateful man. Like, I just find this really, really weird, the way he's, like, using Jude Bellingham as a prop.
I don't think you'll ever be happy because of the trolls in this
I don't think Jude Bellingham's worried about trolls.
world that will always be on his back.
No, I think he will be happy, and I don't think he will worry about the trolls on his back.
His girlfriend, his family, and whatever. That's my art. My art is feeling.
He's basically universally loved anyway.
You can like my art, or you might make films about it and laugh at it. I don't care.
Paint another one of yourself.
If somebody saw it today and said it was brilliant, somebody else might say it's absolute rubbish.
It is rubbish. It's a level like between an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old or something. Like, it's the basics of the start of learning to do art.
But it's me. It's my thoughts.
It's not your thoughts. It's a picture of Jude Bellingham.
In canvas about Jude Bellingham. I'm not just a damn stupid conspiracy theorist.
Yes. You're not just that. You're also potentially a SO.
I have hobby.
Yeah, I have hobby. I so pale. I have hobby.
In canvas about Jude Bellingham. I'm not just a damn stupid conspiracy theorist. I have hobby. I like comedy.
You are comedy. You're a fucking joke.
I like true crime. But true crime has ruined my life.
This is bizarre. True crime didn't ruin your life. You lost loads of money on the poker. You did your arse on the restaurant. Got disqualified from running a business, not paying tax. The DJing thing didn't go so well back in the day, did it? Going to America on holiday was a disaster. Like, you do it to yourself the whole time. It's you. You ruined your own life all the way through, and then you discovered true crime, and it was the best thing that ever happened to you in your life was the success on the internet as the armchair detective. And instead of even being able to harness that, you totally shit that up the wall as well. Like, you were in a position there all of a sudden through luck, more luck than judgment, because of course COVID, lockdown, the Chris Watts case, the disclosure files, and the people that helped you. Like, you were in such a lucky position all of a sudden, and the sky's the limit, the rocket's taking off, and you managed to drive that directly into the ground and completely ruin it. And now you're here. True crime didn't ruin you. You ruined you, because true crime is just a genre. Like, being a grifter and an arsehole is being a, like, it doesn't matter whether you apply it to doing a restaurant, which you were a grifter and arsehole doing that, or poker, all in Vin. Like, all in Vin, jokingly, like the name all in Vin, because like, if you go all in all the time, you're an idiot. Mr. Bluffer, like, you're an idiot, yeah? So like, you've done it all the way along. The best thing you could do is listen to my advice. Don't do this horrible ranting nonsense on the internet. Do the Angry Alan Mad Hour twice a week. And once it's about like, just start on this. Your favourite TV shows, your favourite films. That's a simple concept. Have a chit chat about them. Some people in chat will also have favourites and then talk. It will make much more conversation happen in chat. Have a riff and a chat about your favourite films. Maybe even get some clips of them, because you like your clips and to watch a thing, don't you, Alan? Don't have them very long. Don't do them for very long, because you'll get copyright, or maybe you don't care. But like, just have a fun show where you talk about some stuff. Start there. People don't want to hear about what you think about Chelsea. Don't do that. And maybe, and I don't want to really go in this direction, because what you pick out the news is terrible. But, you know, maybe a topical what's happening today show, and just get yourself chit-chatting on the internet with your audience a couple of times a week. There's a nice little start, okay? Just get back on the horse, just gently in that way. That's your first little assignment. But it's building towards doing a live stream with me where we talk about whatever topic, we can talk about it, and like, we actually have some fun and make a big show of it. That's the top end for you at the moment. There is no other top end. There is no other top end. Okay, you've seen what you've made of it. You've seen what you've done. What's happening there? Is that part of it?
Just to have a cup of tea in a second.
He's part of it.
I'm going to
oh
show
my god!
you.
I thought he had some sort of medical incident. I mean, one day, like with Dark Side Phil streams like every day. So one day he's going to have his medical incident, and probably it's going to happen on stream. But I thought Alan was having it then. Did anyone have that on their bingo card? Did anyone have that on their bingo card?
Just to have a cup of tea.
Yeah. Oh, good shout.
Seconds.
Good shout in chat there. Absolute gobshite. Has Nancy left him finally? I haven't seen her for a little while, but then he's not been on for a little while. And my guess is that he would get her behind the scenes. You know, like sending her emails. I know I can't stream at the moment, Nancy, but you've always been such a great supporter. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, until she gave him the 500. But if she didn't come up with it that way, and he won't do any more Kessinger, then maybe she would just walk. You never know. Maybe there's another angle to Nancy, but maybe it's just that she's found other YouTubers who are good and are talking Kessinger.
I'm going to show you.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened. It all went stuttery and jerky because he's trying to get the news up. So now his internet can't hack it because he's trying to show the news. So, if that is the case, then we've seen the best bits of it. Oh. This is fun. I did like that. What's happened to him now? He looks funny there, doesn't he? On his own show, doing this.
Can you see me okay?
I can see you, but
technical-wise, I think.
Yeah, definitely got a technical problem, Alan. See, this wouldn't happen if you came on my show, would it? You just have to sit there and talk. Oh.
Damn it.
Oh, there he is. Kevin O'Sullivan.
I was enjoying that. So here he is. Okay.
Here he is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a chance to have a cup of tea.
Oh my
Cancel
God.
culture.
Unbelievable, really? You're going to like leave your stream while it's on to go and make tea? Like, you've been on for 25 minutes. Like, this I don't understand. If I'm doing an 8-hour stream, I'll get up, I'll go and make a cup of tea, I'll bring some food, like, 4 or 5 hours in. But in the first hour or two, I mean, if I'm planning to do 8 hours, I suppose, any time, but like, if you're doing YouTube, you're doing Rumble, you're doing a couple of hours, like, this whole stream is only an hour and 10 minutes. Like, what's he doing? Getting up and leaving? Does he literally get up and leave? I'm turning the sound off. No, he doesn't. Oh, wait, I'm saying that. He doesn't actually get up and leave? What does he mean then? I want to get a cup of tea. He's not having a cup of tea. He's not drinking any tea. There's the tea. There's the tea. Picks up the tea at one point. What he means is he's been alerted that Super Chuffer is restreaming him, and he wanted to go and look at the Super Chuffer stream while it's on. So he's played this video as cover so he can do something else on his own stream, isn't it? Like, watch Little Alan. We think he was watching you. Yeah, that it's got to be that, hasn't it? Like, let's have Little Alan then, if you want. But like, there's no doubt in my mind that that's what's happened. He just literally said, "I've got to have a cup of tea." Well, like, he didn't drink any fucking tea, so that's not on his mind, is it? I mean, it could be other things. He could have poker bets. He could have like webcams. I don't know. Like, he's really transfixed by the idea that me calling him an SO is a really bad, terrible. But I would never have said that if I hadn't seen a video of him singing with kids on Smule. So I think you have to make up your own mind about what you think of a man who will sing with children on a karaoke app, make a live room so they can interact with him on that karaoke app like that. Most people, even if you're doing the karaoke app, would see the kids in it and think, whoa. I'm not having kids in this room. Is there any way we could put adults only? Because I don't want to have, like, I don't want this is not what I'm here for. But Alan was like, he liked it. He saw it in his face. It's all there on the video. So Little Alan, he's watching the video at the moment. Look. No, he's there. Now he's down there on his. Oh, I see. Yeah. He's having a look. He's having a look. And then I suppose after he comes back from this, he starts talking about it, doesn't he? Oh, they are da-da-da. I'm not angry, rah-rah. I wonder if he's got it on the screen there. I wonder if there's a reflection in his glasses there. I can't, it's too much, it's too much. But yeah, we all know they love the chuffer, don't they?
Super chuffer, super chuffer, super chuffer, super chuffer.
Battery exhausted. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about or who you're talking to. That's the problem.
Cheeseburger challenges.
There's facts, there's reality, and then there's your bullshit world.
There's too many fucking idiots.
Super chuffer, super chuffer.
Mukbang. Mukbangs. Mukbangs.
What now? It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. I've been on for... Where's my buttons? Where's my thing? 2.5 hours. It's a bit of a... To be honest, it's a bit of a damp squib from Alan, isn't it, overall? Overall, it's a bit of a damp squib. Like, he got in his groove a little bit here, a little bit there, but he didn't really pick up. And he looked fairly defeated. He didn't talk the court case much at all. He didn't bring up any particular troll, although I get the feeling that our stream was, like, the subject of some vitriol tonight in his DNA, but he didn't bring up any particular stream, just the concept that they won't leave him alone and da-da-da. And then he said that it wasn't going to be true crime for the future. That can't work. So what can I do instead? I think we should have... I think if you've got a comment, this is the main thing I want you to take away from this. If you've got a comment for Alan and you think you've got an idea as to what you think he should do to make money, whether it be on stream or off, if you like my idea about doing a collaboration event, if you don't like it, put it all in the comments, because Alan's going to read the comments. So make a big long list of the comments of all the things you think, not on the chat, but in the comments, of all the things you think he should be doing, like to make money. And if, you know, give him some ideas, because he's got no ideas. Like, he's got a problem there. He's got no ideas. So he tried to lean on racism at the end, or at least like strong right-wing political nationalism. And if that's the way he thinks he should go, then that's a strange one for me, because that won't be any fun. That'll be horrible for everyone. And like, that doesn't get many people very far in life, does it? So yeah, it would be really weird. And like, he's got this affection for Great Britain News and Talk TV, because they got in his head with the nonsense, because he's quite stupid. So you've got to remember, if you agree with Alan on those points, then worry, because, you know, Alan's the one touting that nonsense out there, and we all agree he's quite stupid. So there's that. But yeah, we need to see what he's going to do. You know, this is his stream. What he's doing is he's watching the news. He's watching the news. Well, he's got the news on. Remember, he played this for a while, so we're just keeping an eye on little Alan. We've made him big. He's finished now. It's just, you know, I'm talking about him. We've made him big. Even us talking about him can't make him big. Big ups K-Macers. Thank you for the regular membership. You are going to get access to a load of strange material on this channel. I actually need to make some members content this month, don't I? I've got a couple of bits that I want to throw somewhere, members, whether it be Super Chuffer or whatever about the Jay Slater, but it moves so quick, and like, you know, there's such a lot of nonsense out there. And you know, over on Super Chuffer we don't really talk nonsense. Over here we do. What a strange day. What a strange day. If you haven't seen it, we've got an episode on Super Chuffer about Brian Harvey's recent encounter with what's his name? Ian Puddick. That's on Super Chuffer. I've got to watch Brian Harvey's reaction to my watching his encounter with Ian Puddick. That's going to be fun. I might come on and play some video games in an hour or two on Twitch. I might get tired and just go to bed. But we're doing Nutter Watch tomorrow, and tomorrow is, of course, Paul Arnott. And like, this is a funny thing for Alan, actually. This is a real difficult. I think this one will really stick in Alan's pipe. You know, this one will really stick in Alan's pipe, right? Check this out. Check this out. This will really stick in his pipe. If you go to Battery Exhausted and have a look at the recent videos, then Jay Slater Paul Arnott loses his sunglasses, got 4,000 views. Yeah, that's Alan levels. They only come to his channel to watch me. Eamon's divorce got 2,000. Paul Where's My Car has still not got enough views. If you haven't watched that, you should go and watch that. That's a really real banger. But like, other stuff gets views. Like, it's not just you, Alan. Like, we've got other people to look at. We're going to have a Luke one. We're going to have a Paul Arnott one. We want to keep up with Eamon's failing health. Like, there's Dark Side Phil. I like to cover Dark Side Phil, and there's a whole bunch of people that also like to watch Dark Side Phil. Like, there's all sorts of stuff to do. Nutter Watch continues. You know, we don't need Alan, really. So like, that will really stick in his pipe as well. Obviously tonight's will be, hopefully, Angry Alan's shock return will be a bigger number than usual, because people are interested to see, oh, where's he been, what's he been doing? But when they see that he's still shit and there's nothing happening, he's got to pull his socks up. He's got to up his game. You know, if he wants to go on the internet and make money off doing stuff on the internet, he's got to up his game. He can't just rely on all this tired old shit anymore. And it can't just be like, I do some painting, or like, you know, we talk racism. Like, he's got to up his game, hasn't he? And I've given him a number of ideas tonight, and we're going to have loads more in the comments of this video. So, you know, it's up to him if he wants it. But you can't just grift and mess about. You've got to try and work at some point. He was just sitting there because he was watching the news, and now I'm just having him on in the background. Just sort of finishing the show, really. And another really solid point to make is Sentries. If you haven't watched Sentries and the comedy songs there is a playlist on this channel, or you can go to Sentries, the channel. There's a new one up about Alan. If you haven't seen it, It's one of the best ones, but it's 18 plus, and I didn't want to put it on this channel right now because I thought this video might get monetizable. But after what Alan talked about, maybe it's not. So to play us out, we've got the PC version. God, everyone gets cancelled these days.
Get your cherry big, well touch ready, Eddie. Eddie, I'm back and I'm dirty. I'm back, I'm back. The big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, belly poker player. The big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher.
So thank you very much. We've had a good one tonight. I expect to see you tomorrow for Not to Watch, and if not, then you're naughty, because otherwise you're going to be good, aren't you? And that's the main thing, is you be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty. Are you right, ABC? That sounds bad. Sorry to hear about that. I hope you're not having such a bad day. Basically, you be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty. And I'll see you all tomorrow for some fun. That's the main thing, isn't it? That's the plan.
Big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, belly poker player. The big bone bobber.
Oh no. I was going to say I was saying thank you. I was saying thank you very much for all your super chats. Thank you very much for all the tippies. Thank you for the memberships, the member bombs, and the new members. And thank you to everyone who keeps their membership updated while we're when the things tick over, because it doesn't come up on the screen every time. You do get a members chat you can do, like a membership milestone chat. But thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate it. We do a lot. We remind everyone about our success with Lydia's crowdfund on tomorrow's stream, because that was a massive win. That's a huge thing. We're really proud of her and her achievement, and I'm really grateful to all of you. So thank you. You be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.
Dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. Tommy rumble, belly poker player. The big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. Big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, belly poker player. The big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble, Alan Bristol pusher. Tommy rumble, belly poker player. The big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble.
AD.
Big bone bobber, big Jim wobble,
Harassment.
dirty Tommy rumble,
Harassment.
belly poker player. The big
Harassment.
bone bobber, big
Harassment.
Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble.
AD.
I'm first.
I know it's childish. I know it's childish. I know it's childish.
We're clothes from IKEA.
There is no child porn on the internet. There is no child porn on the internet. I hate to tell you that. Torchy. 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 Torchy the battery boy.
Propaganda, false statements, obscenity, swearing, sexual obscenity, revenge porn. All these things are easy to ban. The dirty Tommy rumble, belly poker player, the big bone bobber, big Jim wobble, dirty Tommy rumble.